But ladies and gentlemen, tanggalin. Paano mo tatanggalin yung pressure na yun kay Oheb to the point na nakikita mo si Marky na nag-creep walk papasok nung loob ng tier 1 turret, tapos ang ginawa niya, pre, bumalik ng black shoes, nag-moonwalk, Edward, getting the second kill for his team, pero mababawi nila yon, and Oheb na naman yung pinaka-main target nila dito, and Oheb dodging the Thorn Rose,
my
phantom
goodness.
execution, ladies and gentlemen, but Haji, will he get away? Makakatakas naman siya.
Oh, Onyx, just moving around the map of Blacklist. I think for Onyx, you're happy with that. Even though namatay si Marky, it's a good trade. Namatay si Edward and they can take objectives out of that. Sige, fine, namatay si Esmeralda, pero si Delar, alam niya yung trabaho niya, kailangan niyang mamatay talaga dito for something to happen on the side of Onyx.
Ito yung tinatawag na tricks of the trade, eh. Kung isipin mo, na for Onyx PH, hindi sila takot kumuha ng onting casualties on their end, basta nakakalamang sila.
Yeah, tsaka may kapalit lagi at lugi lagi sa Blacklist sa trade na ginagawa ni Onyx.
And with this is quite unusual para sa akin na nauunahan lagi yung Blacklist International in terms of objectives, knowing that Blacklist International is very much objective-oriented as a team.
Yeah.
And Onyx PH, yung pagiging split push, the banana split na sinasabi ng ating mga ibang casters, yun yung nagbibigay sa kanilang opening para kunin yung mga objectives para sa kanila. And right now, it seems to me that Onyx PH is playing the game of Blacklist International.
Oh, yung group up na may semi-split push. Kasi, again, yung sinasabi natin kanina, may mixture, may essence ng Blacklist, yung lineup. Yung ginagawa ng Onyx PH, nag-group up sila kapag alam nila na, okay guys, di tayo kaya labanan nito. Kasi wala namang reason mag-split push kung di talaga hindi kayo kaya ng direct 5v5. So I think for Onyx PH, they realize that. And yun yung sinasabi nating refinement ng split push na meron sila.
Kyrie, tutumba ba? One more hit. Hindi tatama at hindi enough in damage. Wise, even moving in para talagang kunin yung kill. But Lilarski is there to keep the members of Blacklist International at bay. Blacklist, though, they're doing a great job of, sabihin natin, controlling their jungle at least. Napupush back nila yung Onyx PH eh.
Defending their jungle at least. Kasi if you lose your jungle right now, Onyx PH, they'll just control the map here against Blacklist and hindi na makakalabas yung clean pa rin na rin yung YSS Edward.
Marky. Umalis siya gamit yung black shoes. At doon sa point na yun, alam mo, yung kanyang mga bola ay nag-refresh na din. Actually, that was...
Flicker.
Edward came back in, and Edward dito ay tutumba. Onyx is keeping tabs on Edward at all times.
Bawal mag-split push. Sabi ng Onyx PH, alam namin yan, ganyan ginagawa ni Delar eh. Sawang-sawa na nga kami, pero wise, ganyan kill.
Kailangan mag-ingat ng Onyx, ha? Masyadong nag-iinit na. Si Wise dito, nakakuha na siya ng 3 kills. And usually, yung mga comeback wins ng Blacklist International, sa mga pa-pick-off yun eh.
Yeah.
So right now, Onyx PH, nasa inyo yung kalamangan, pero hindi kayo pwede maging complacent, hindi kayo pwede maging kampante. Kasi Blacklist International, they're getting the things that they need para mag-stage ng comeback.
Sila basically yung late team dito, Blacklist International. They perfectly understand that what they need to do right now is alleviate the pressure na nilalagay sa kanila ng Onyx PH and just have complete space for Wise. And as you've said, 3-0 na yung Wises natin haven't died yet. Oh my God. Maloy.
Hatred with the Nibiru's passion at nandito sa loob. Si Kyrie trying to go in. Phantom execution. Sa may pinakaganda. And look at this. Flicker out. Napakagandang move galing kay Haji. And pinapakita sa atin ng mga players ngayon yung kanilang mechanical skills. Black shoes paalis at moonwalk palabas.
Grabe, sabi ng Onyx at Blacklist mo, BTK, manood kayo dito, ganito maglaro ng MLBB. Yung mga mechanics, si Kyrie, nakita natin yung nakailang dash siya, papasok, and making sure na hindi niya basta-basta gagamitin yung Thorn Rose para may pang-out siya.
And here is the Oppo instant replay. As you can see on the map, what happened here?
Look at this again. Kyrie with the initiation against the YSS. Nakapag-flicker si Haji pabalik pero dinodge na naman yung isa pang feathered airstrike with the Thorn Rose. Sobrang ingat ni Kyrie sa magpindot ng kanyang mga skills and laging calculated. May reason bakit niya pinipindot ng mga to. Minsan, hindi niya gagamitin yung skill even if it means losing the kill. Basta buhay siya.
Blacklist International they are keeping tabs din doon sa members ng side ng Onyx. Onyx, gustuhin man nila dito talaga na kontrolin na yung mapa pero hindi binibigay ng Blacklist International yung opportunity na mapasa kanila ito. 12-minute Lord. This is actually a level 2 Lord. Let us see. This might be the first major team fight of the game. Marky humarap. Black Shoes paalis. Pero nandito si Phantom Execution. Nandito si Kyrie. And Kyrie is going to down. Haji, ladies and gentlemen, sa may pinakalikod na ng Torre. Talagang hinahabol na nila dito si Edward. And Oheb trying to deal as much damage as possible. And Oheb gusto pa lumaban.
Grabe. Onyx PH, they know na ang priority nila dito sa Lord fight is patayin yung jungler ng Blacklist. Kasi siya may retry and nag-hero lock ang Onyx PH. Blacklist International, they just didn't have enough firepower to deal with Onyx PH at the current moment. Pero again, remember, they are still the late game.
Late game. Yan ang gusto ng Blacklist International. Midnight, what is the current state of the game? What is needed to be achieved by both teams dito to secure the win?
Currently, Onyx PH, sila pa rin yung may hawak ng game, pero they have to move fast. Kasi yung lineup nila nag-expire to. Probably around 15-16 minutes. That's the time that you're looking at for Blacklist International to finally able to take a 5v5 engagement against Onyx PH.
Guys, ang daming influencer na nangako ngayon na kapag ka nag-champion ng Pilipinas ay may gagawin silang kakaiba.
Oo.
Pero tingin ko ngayon, nagkakamot na sila lahat ng ulo. At si
Edward?
Hoy! Pumasok na! Mamaya natin pag-usapan yan! Edward!
Oh my God! Hatred!
And hatred with the virus passion. Napakaganda ng mga pwestuhan. Pero yung disengage from Blacklist, peke lang pala! Edward going in. Niyayakap niya sila Baloyski. Talagang iniipit niya. Pero Oheb goes down. Kyrie Mania is running wild dito sa M3.
Edward, hindi pa tapos. Onyx PH, they still wanna fight, pero super healthy pa nung Uranus natin and Blacklist International. They switched gears. Mamaya na tayo mag-Lord Torre na muna.
Pero ito Midnight.
Ano yun,
Napapansin
Butters?
mo yung Onyx PH, nakakuha sila ng pick-off. Pero, hindi nila tinuloy yung mismong Lord. At dahil hindi nila tinuloy yon, Blacklist International, nakahanap pa sila ng mga torre at ito yung sinatawag natin For Onyx PH, naging dominating sila doon sa may first part ng ating game. For the second part, etong 14-minute mark, nakikita mo yung resilience ng Blacklist International naman na ayaw nila basta-basta ibigay yung game number 1. And this is literally the story of the upper bracket, lower bracket journey na naganap for these two teams.
Muntikan na si Kyrie sa may top lane. He has low HP and Blacklist. They know this. They instantly go to the Lord. Pero si Kyrie magre-regen lang onto the green jungle creeps. Pero Wise already mounting the damage onto the Lord. Naka-immortality din yung Wise.
Ang init ng bakbakan na meron tayo ngayon.
Hero!
Baloyski naipit dun sa may gitna. Dilarski trying to bail out his ally. At andito na sila Haji. Perfect position. Napakaganda ng chase down na ginawa doon ni Edward. Dilarski dito going down. Oheb going ham. Tutumba dito si Edward. Pero still at the hands naman ng ang tutumba. Hate, siya yung gusto ulihin dito. Dilarski and Hatred, sila ay tatakbo. Pero si Haji nandito para sa execute. And Haji, oh my goodness. Itong player na to, na-handle mo siya dati. Ano yung growth na meron siya ngayon? Nakikita mo naman, nagwawala dito sa M3.
Haji has perfect mechanical skills. That's already a given. Pero with Blacklist International, what they have is perfect understanding of how macro mechanics work. Blacklist International, again, they knew. Kanila na yung Lord. Onyx PH, wala si Kyrie at that moment. Low HP siya. Edward, even using the flicker para mapuntahan yung backline Onyx PH. And si Haji rito, hindi niya basta-basta ginagamit yung Feathered Airstrike against some heroes on the side of Onyx PH. Nire-reserve niya yun for the key heroes na meron sila. Kailangan niyang bawasan dito is yung Lilia at pati na rin yung Lancelot.
Blacklist International Onyx PH, as you can see on your screens right now, si Edward ay nakaupo ng tuwid. Dati pagka umuupo yan, paisig-isig lang.
Nakatagilid.
Nakikita mo na seryoso na sila Sabi ng Blacklist International, ano talaga to Yung tingin namin na makakapagpaupo lang kay Edward ng tama. Onyx lang talaga.
Ito yung respect talaga na binibigay mo sa inyong nakalaban nung MPL. You have to respect Onyx PH. And ito yung level of respect ng Blacklist International. Talagang late game tayo, lumaban tayo ngayon.
And this is why Blacklist International, they are the Philippine conquerors. Kinonquer na nila yung Pilipinas and they're showing you just why Blacklist, kahit mawala pa si Oheb ng magkaroon si Oheb ng 3 deaths sa early game, kayang-kaya nilang bawiin yan and they're just showing you how they do it. And this is a clinic on textbook MLBB. Nothing too fancy, pero Blacklist, they're making it work. At nandito sa may pinakagitna, Baloyski talaga nagkakaipitan na. At nandito si Marky with the black shoes, napakasakit ng damage.
Oh, Kyrie!
Baloyski goes down. Oh, Wise! Tutumba dito, pero nagkakulihan. Lancelot goes down sa kamay ni Haji, pero tutumba na rin si Haji dito. Meron bang damage output na sapat ang Onyx PH para i-take down si Edward? Hindi nila ipipilit. Habang na si Oheb sa may pinakalikod, oh my Venus, binabantay niya si Oheb para makapag-hit ng todo. At tutumba na si Baloyski, napakasakit na. Napakakatina ni Oheb.
Hindi na nakakatawa ito, sabi ng Onyx PH. Masyadong masakit. Yung Clint ng Blacklist International, hated, will try his best to clear the minion wave.
The PH conquers, indeed, Holy Baptism. Si Dilarski nasa may gitna, trying to force back Blacklist International para hindi sila makapunta doon sa death push. Oh my Venus goes down. Edward nanganganib, pero si Oheb dito, napakaganda ng positioning talaga. Oh, pero Edward, gusto pa.
Okay. Practice lang. Grabe, oh my God. We're watching the best of the best watchers. Grabe yung batuhan ng skills. Did you see how Haji was able to take out Kyrie nung pinatay nila yung YSS? Laging may trade Palitan lang.
Ewan ko na, ang action pack naman netong larong to. From minute 1 to up to minute 19 na mangyayari pa lang. Parang hindi tumigil yung action
Oo. The thing about Blacklist is that yes, they control the late game. They're the better scaling lineup. Pero ang meron naman ng Onyx PH is yung immense tower defense na hawak nila. They have the Beatrix and they also have the Lilia. These two heroes can clear minion waves in under a second. Wise?
And Wise, nakita niya si Baloyski, sabi niya, hello, former teammate. At magagamit niya yung Traceless para hindi siya maapektuhan nung mismong sipa nung circling eagle. Doon sa may baba, nakikita mo si Kyrie just trying to control the lanes. Ito na yung disadvantage na meron yung Onyx PH. Napag-usapan na natin to kanina, Blacklist International. Kaya nila mag-stage ng kanilang comeback given the right opportunities for pick-offs. And those pick-offs, lumaki ng lumaki para sa side ng Onyx PH. And right now, they find themselves on the shorter end of the stick.
Yeah. Alam mo, si Onyx PH dito, the only thing that they need to do is take out the YSS and the Clint. But the problem is, it's being repelled by the Rafaela alone. Si Oh My Venus laging nakaprotekta dito kay Oheb. Si Wise, of course, meron na siyang Traceless, so hindi niya kailangan intindihin yung hero to. It's just a matter of dealing with the Lancelot or Kyrie aside of Onyx PH.
Pero si Edward, sa may pinakaharapan, Marky forced to use the black shoes. Kung iisipin mo dito, looking at their ultimates, dalawang ultimate ang nawala sa Onyx PH. Well, actually, for the side of Blacklist International, dalawa din. Pero kasi, yung para sa akin, yung ulti nung
mabilis lang
Shin.
Mabilis lang
Pang vision talaga
Pang
kasi.
Vision din talaga yan. Pero actually, meron pa siya ulit dito. This is the presence of Blacklist.
Pero sakit ng damage output. Dilarski medyo nauntog. Medyo nauntog at yung buhay dito ng side ng Onyx PH masyado nang mababa. They have to get back. Kyrie trying to go in for Wise, pero yung kanyang mga skills dito ay nagamitan ng Wind of Nature. Tutumba si Hatred, tutumba si Dilarski, pero si Kyrie sinubukan magwala, pero I don't think that's enough. And that is game number 1 secured by the side of Blacklist International. Grabe ang Blacklist.
Very masterful performance from Blacklist. Dissecting Onyx
PH. Ko nag-break na.
Okay lang yan. Damayan mo ako sa boses ko. Pero ito pa rin yung signature Blacklist battles Walang nagbago dito. This is just them realizing, okay guys, ito yung timing nila, ito yung timing natin. Hindi natin kailangan magmadali. We just delay Onyx PH. And pag pumasok na yung timings natin, that's the time that we actually go all in.
At yung sinasabi natin, the PH Conquerors, Blacklist International, ang daming nag-doubt na kaya nila in the international stage. Pinatunayan nila na yung mga doubters na yon ay mali.
Yeah.
Na kaya din nila mag-dominate on the international stage, and right now they're just showing you a masterclass on how to dominate yung ating local scene. Well, actually, itong laban na to, laban local scene to
Oh, mind you Onyx PHS local scene yung labanan. Pero when they moved on to the international stages, mas na-refine pa nila yung pag-split push nila. Di ba nakalagay sa keys to victory nila yung perfect split push? I think at this point, the split push is not enough. This is the better version of the split push we've seen from Onyx PH. Pero even then, Blacklist, parang sinasabi nila na, anong split push? Timing pa rin at late game at yung control ng ube, yung pa rin na magpapanalo sa kanila.
Alam mo, for Onyx PH, for them to actually get the Onyx time na hinahanap nila, they really need to break this code na sinet up ng Blacklist International doon sa kanilang strategy. Will they find out? Di natin alam. But for this time, ipasa muna natin kay TDZ para sa kanyang analysis kung ano nga ba talaga nangyari sa game number 1.
Maraming salamat Midnight and Butters, and wow, what a nice comeback there from Blacklist International. Pinutunayan nila na patience is a virtue. At welcome sa ating one-minute stand. Ako si TDZ at ating himayin kung ano bang nangyari dito sa ating laro gamit yung ating graph. Again, means they're able to capitalize their draft at nakakuha sila ng dalawang turtle. At mapansin natin yung graph is talagang pumapaling dito sa side ng Onyx Philippines. Dahil na rin sa ginagawang aggression dito ni Kyrie, nakakuha siya ng mga pick-off using the Thorn Draws. And again, yung paggamit niya ng puncture na laging nakaka-secure din ng kills. At sobrang confident dito ni Kyrie at this point na kahit pinapasok niya yung mga members ng Blacklist International kahit sa loob ng mismong Tier 1 turret. And also, napansin din natin na yung ginagawang pressure ng Onyx Philippines is laging kinokontrol si Oheb, which is also one of the keys to victory natin dito sa side ng Onyx Philippines. But kung mapapansin natin, nagkaroon bigla ng slope dito sa 15-minute mark. Ano bang nangyari sa 15-minute mark? Nanalo ang Onyx Philippines sa turtle fight at na-pick off nila dito si Kyrie at this point. Kaya biglang tumaas yung Blacklist International, nakahanap na ng buwelo yung Blacklist International na lumaban ng lumaban kasi napapunish nila palagi si Kyrie. And at this point, Kyrie was playing a little bit defensively. Hindi na siya pumapasok up front. Nawawala yung aggression na ginawa niya from the early game kasi lagi na rin nakakakuha ng pick-off dito si Beatrix at nakahuhuli siya out of position pagkababa niya dun sa invisible frame ng Thorned Rose. But one of the things na sobrang noticeable dito is yung wind of nature ng dalawang gold laners natin. Wise and Hatred. Again, nakakita natin kanina kung sino yung unang mag-pop ng wind of nature or yung magandang timing ng pop ng wind of nature, siya agad yung nakakalamang when it comes to battle. Isa pa sa mga pinaka-noticeable dito is yung Thorn Rose bait. Yung wind of nature bait dito ni Wise sa Lancelot ni Kyrie na saktong-sakto na pumasok si Kyrie or rather si Kyrie sa pinakaloob ng team fight, and in the initial Thorn Rose na pop ni Wise yung kanyang wind of nature at doon nakabawi kagad yung Blacklist International. Na-punish nila si Kyrie, and that yung sa growth nga natin kanina sa graph rather, biglang tumaas yung graph sa side ng Blacklist International. Papansin natin ang daming mga AOEs, ang daming ways ng Blacklist International to check the current position of Onyx Philippines. Meron silang, again, feathered airstrike. Marami silang mobility na binibigay ng Rafaela. And also yung mountain shocker dito ni Wise. At some point, kahit na-control dito si Oheb ng early game, again, with the proper utilization ng quick throw and double shot passive, nakakapag-deal siya ng heavy amount of damage, especially sa frontliners ng Onyx Philippines. Dilarski, nahihirapan siyang pumasok ng kanyang Falling Star Moon dahil na rin sa Holy Baptism na Umay Venus na laging sakto yung timing. Hirap na hirap talaga ang Onyx Philippines nung time na nakahanap na yung Blacklist International ng buwelo. But kudos pa rin naman kay Marky. Again, he is the one who controlled the early game para sa side ng Onyx Philippines. Yung kanyang placement ng Shadow Energy, napupushback niya kaagad yung members ng Blacklist International and they're able to clear up the wave quite easily. But when it comes to tempo, yung last lord nga natin sa graph kanina, dun nagbago ang lahat. Na-control ng Blacklist International lahat ng mapa ng Onyx Philippines at na-choke nila ang Onyx Philippines dun sa pinakaloob ng base nila. At tuluyan na nga silang hindi makaalis, and with the burst damage na binibigay dito ni Oheb, nakaka-pick off sila palagi, and with that, hindi na nila ma-close yung gap because of the lack of the frontliner dahil na rin sa stun dito ni Oh My Venus. And our MVP of the game, we have Oheb with 5-5-10 KDA. Again, yung limang to, early game to, dahil na rin sa aggression na pinakita ng Onyx Philippines, 83% field participation, but look at the items here. Lahat puro pang-boost ng critical, Scarlet Phantom, and also ng armor penetration with the Malefic Roar. And again, sabi nga natin, hanggat hindi nababasag ang main base, ba't may itlog doon? Sunny side up doon. Hanggat hindi nababasag ang main base, walang susuko kasi maraming mga aspeto ng laro na pwede nyong gamitin para mabaliktad ang game ninyo at manalo ng tuluyan. At syempre, wala tayong highlights ngayon. Pag-usapan muna natin kasama ang lounge kung ano nga bang nangyari nung game number 1. Sa inyo muna.
Grabe naman si Kuya TDC, parang hindi nakakain kanina. Nag-drawing pa ng sunny side up.
Oo nga eh. Nakakagutom nung
Welcome back to the lounge. That was game number 1. Onyx and Blacklist showing the best of their abilities. This is Filipino world-class MLBB, folks. So just be happy that we'll be seeing this for, well, a 7-game series. Welcome back to the lounge. Again, ako si Renmar Santa Cruz, OSX, Womi, Coach Tucky, Shenta, TDG, and our special guest, Miko Fabio! Hello!
Wala ko magra-rap po sa guys.
Akala mo magra-rap.
Wait lang.
Okay, merong bardagulan. Oo nga eh. Dapat dali natin dito si Hito.
Hito. Nananawagan tayo kay Hito. Pwede pa humabol.
Dito, nananawagan kami sa'yo kung saan ka man ngayon nagkakawang gawa. Tulungan mo kami mag-cast, tulungan mo kami mag-analyze.
Baka lalabas sa mga sa comment section. Actually, for the Blacklist agents there, gusto din namin sana mag-invite ng representative ng Blacklist International dito, pero halos lahat sila either busy or nasa Singapore nga. So kung nagtataka kayo, well, kung bakit walang rep ng Blacklist, we tried. Hopefully, if there's a rep of Blacklist watching right now na gusto tumakbo dito sa studio, message nyo lang kami. We'd love to have you here and join us.
Yes,
So,
please.
tanong natin sa ating special guest, Miko, sa mga sitwasyon na to, ano sinasabi sa inyo ni Coach Yeb?
Siyempre, first game pa lang eh. Reset lang muna. Tapos relax lang, chill lang. Mahaba pa yung laban. Marami pang ibang game. Pwede pa bumawi.
Mas kilala mo yung mga players, teammates mo doon sa Onyx PH. Sa tingin mo, ano masasabi mo so far sa performance nila sa game number 1?
Para sa akin, sobrang goods nung early nila yun. Nahirapan lang sila mag-close ng game. Yun. Tas, yun nga, hindi masyadong nakabasag agad yung blacklist. Tapos, may mga mali lang silang na-punish ng blacklist. Kaya, yun, nakabawi.
So sa tingin mo, in the next succeeding games, ano yung kailangan nilang adjustments? Knowing your teammates.
Siguro yung mas focus sila sa discipline at saka objectives, yun.
Okay. Yan na ang batas.
Oo.
Coming straight from Miko himself.
Pinapatupad ko. Sabi niya. Focus. Focus ulit.
May personal assistant ka na agad.
Kinakabahan kasi si Hito.
Pero hindi naman.
Understandable.
Bakit ka kinakabahan pala? Lumapit ka, baka mawala ka na sa set.
Uy, dapat
Pumunta ka na sa likod eh.
O, nandiyan nakaupo yan kanina.
Yun na, mas nakakabanga daw po pag nanonood, totoo pala.
Lalo na kung nandun ka.
Tama. Pag naglalaro kasi, focus ka lang sa game.
Medyo nawawala na yung...
So there, nakita nyo guys, that's the vibe talaga kung ikaw pro player. But yeah, 7-game series to. And I think dito sa Pilipinas, a lot of us just want to see, at the end of the day, a close series. Kahit pa nga, 7-game series eh.
Kahit abutin tayo ng bukas dito.
Oo, halos lahat ng talents, paus na. Pero pag mag 7 games to, tas lahat ng games 30 minutes, okay lang rin.
Okay.
So, ang gusto nyo ba mangyari hanggat meron pang may boses? Game pa.
Game pa! Game pa!
35 games,
Day 2
no?
ng Grand Finals.
Para sa Pilipinas. Okay, here we go guys. We're going to game number 2. Ang World Championship Grand Finals. Blacklist International kontra sa Onyx PH. Casters, kayo muna.
That has been game number 1 to remember for Blacklist International fans. But for Onyx PH, madami pang pwedeng i-desire doon sa kanilang performance. I think Midnight, yung sinabi ng ating panel at sinabi doon ni Miko, specifically, na ang daming na-punish ng side ng Blacklist International sa movements ng Onyx. I think that was that was the story of the game. It was a game of punish para sa side ng Blacklist International at doon sa mga punish na yon, they won the game from there.
Yeah, again, There's no perfect playstyle. There's no perfect gameplay. And Onyx PH, they do make mistakes. They do have some decisions na parang pwede mong palitan ng better trade-offs. And Onyx PH, yun lang yung kailangan nila ayusin. And I think better endgame capabilities. Kasi on that specific game, parang kapos sila sa late game, walang babas ng Torre, even though they have the Beatrix, walang masyadong coverage. All they have is the skirmishing factor on their lineup. Pero Blacklist, again, all they needed to do is just defend. Padala mo si Edward sa isang lane. Kapag siya na yung iniintindi ng Onyx, then suddenly Wise has this huge space para mag-farm.
Yeah, and one of the things na nakita ko na naging balakid talaga sa daan ng side ng Onyx PH is Edward Uranus, pati si Oh My Venus on that Rafaela. Grabe yung protect nila. Kumbaga, sila hindi kailangan ni Oh My Venus na humuli doon sa may harapan kasi si Edward yung gumagawa nun. At doon naman sa backline, kung pipilitin ni Kyrie, may Holy Baptism na mag-aabang sa kanya. Remember, yung Thorned Rose, yes, invisible frame yon for a few seconds, pero pagkalapag mo doon, mapipinpoint kasi nung Rafaela kung saan ka magagaling. At kapag ka na-time niya ng tama, yung Holy Baptism niya, automatic may stun ka na. And yun yung isang problema ng Lancelot na even if mabilis siya, once nahuli mo siya in one place lang, yun na yung magiging kamahayan niya.
Yeah, and again, as you've said, yung purpose ng Uranus kanina, it's just to be the front line for Blacklist na hindi niya na kailangan intindihin yung backline. Ang kailangan niya intindihin is i-repel niya si Kyrie. Kasi si Uranus, some people call him anti-assassin. Basically, ito yung hero na parang kahit i-try mo yung burst down, yes, sige, na-burst down mo siya, pero how many resources did you commit? So parang si Blacklist, ang idea is full protect para kay Kyrie, para kay Wise at kay Oheb. And si Edward lang yung nasa bandang unahan para guluhin yung Onyx PH.
Always accounted for ang lineup dito ng Onyx PH on to the mid-game and late game. But Onyx PH did show signs of life nung early game midnight. Napahahay ka dyan. Ano yan?
This is the switch. Onyx PH, they're now doing the Blacklist maneuver. Sabi nila, okay, nakakapag-ubi naman tayo. But di natin kunin yung mga heroes ng Blacklist and do the same. Again, these two teams, they've learned to play somehow they've learned to play the same wavelength, 'di ba? Parang si Blacklist, again, may konting split push din. And si Onyx marunong rin mag-ube. So parang it's just a matter of getting the heroes of the other team at ilagay mo sa lineup mo para makapag-employ ka ng dalawang tactics at the same time.
Okay. So ngayon, kanina ang difference ng game number 1 draft ng Onyx PH sa game number 2 is wala silang panghuli sa Farsa at wala silang pang-cancel ng Feathered Airstrike. Sabihin natin kung merong 12 na Feathered Airstrike na nagawa doon, si Haji, rough estimate lang to, ladies and gentlemen, sa mga nanonood sa bahay, 11 doon ang nagkaroon ng malaking impact sa may game. Habang yung isa naman na yon ay yun yung oras na nahanap siya ni Kyrie at napigilan siya. So tingin ko yun din talaga kasi yung plano ng Onyx PH Sige, may Farsa kayo, ang gagawin namin, hahayaan namin si Kyrie mag-breakthrough dun sa may likod. Tapos siya yung bahala magpagalaw kay Haji para hindi na magawa yung Feathered Airstrike. Pero kasi to the point na nakita mo na si Haji na siya na mismo yung lumapit para makuha ng kill. That's bad news. Napaka-awkward na pwesto nun para sa ng Onyx PH.
Kasi binibait ka ni.
Yung hinahunt mo, yun na yung nag-hunt sa'yo pabalik.
Oo. Tapos parang yung perspective ng Blacklist, okay, sige, fine. Pasok ka, pero again, yung problema nung kabilang, yung mga kasama mo, yung Uranus. Kasi didikitan niya apat, then suddenly, mag-isa ka na, kalaban mo Blacklist.
That is true. But this time around, Blacklist International, they secure the Barats. So alam natin na usong-uso ang kasabihan or yung moniker na Wise SS. And syempre, kapag alam mo gumamit ng YSS, alam mo din kumounter ng YSS.
Honestly, I don't. Siguro XP to for Blacklist. Pwede rin namang jungle, pero I don't see the reason why they want to pick up the jungle right now for Wise. Siguro ginagawa nila to para masabi si Onyx na, okay, meron kaming hero na pwede namin XP, pwede namin jungle, and malilito kayo sa ban. So Onyx PH, the way to go about it is wag mong pansinin yung Barats. Basically, just think of it as a hero that Blacklist just pick and mag-focus ka sa mga heroes na gusto mong tanggalin. Like, for example, this one, yung Brody at yung Phobius, kailangan talaga nila tanggalin yan kasi they're using a Nathan and a Wyses.
Ladies and gentlemen, sa mga bagong nood dyan, you are not watching MPL Season 8 Grand Finals all over again. This is actually the M3 World Championship Grand Finals between two Filipino teams na nag-dominate sa upper bracket at sa lower bracket. Kumbaga, ang naging laro nila dito sa upper bracket at lower bracket, si Onyx PH, si Dwayne Wade, tapos si LeBron James, si Blacklist International. Ang nagbabato ng alley-hoop, si Dwayne Wade. Tapos, ang dumadakdak at papapunta sa airport, si Blacklist.
Basically, may taga sa loob. Parang, sige. Ayun na, ikaw na bahala dyan, ha?
Diba, babato
Galingan
yan,
mo, ha?
Kunyari, ikaw si LeBron, ako
sige,
si Dwayne Wade. Babato ko sa'yo. Yan, dakdak mo.
Airport!
Diba, ba't yung dakdak mo parang jump shot? Ano ba naman yan? Nasa mali ka naman. Isa pa.
Nilap mo, eh.
Sige,
sige.
Bakit? Paano ba mag-alley-hoop? Ano gusto mo?
Shoot mo lang.
Okay.
Boom.
Yun.
Okay na.
Alam mo, pag ganon, sisigaw yung mga tao sa gilid, airport.
Ay, nako, si Batis talaga, guys. Napakaraming baon.
Pero ito, knowing that Onyx PH, nakuha na nila dito yung Matilda, they're actually thinking that this is a jungle barracks dahil nga dinenay nila. Pero, alam mo yon, parang tama yung decision eh. Kasi Beatrix yung kinuha at Uranus yung kinuha din ng Blacklist International.
Yeah, this is for sure jungle barracks from Blacklist. And now, what Onyx PH can do, even though meron ng U-Zone, no, is pick up either Amon, I would say, para may burst damage. Pero again, even then, i-pick nila Amon, no, wala yung Rafaela, yung usual duo ng Onyx PH na may kasamang Rafa at may Bea. We're looking for a hatred hero, actually. Kagura is open, pero I don't think you'd want to pick it up against Rafa and Uranus. Kasi kapag nagamit mo na yung burst damage mo, then nagre-reset lang Blacklist, nilalaban sila.
Ooh. And Topa Hits is actually up, but then again, hatred ang gagamit?
Wow!
So, parang yung Cho.
Phosphor Pakito.
Di ba? Pareho sila nung idea nung Cho. Na tingin ko, knowing Onyx PH on how they play things, si Pakito ay magiging damage dealer.
Alam mo yung irony dito sa Pakito pick ng Onyx PH. Si Blacklist ay naro-rumor before even S8 started na nagpapakito phosphor sila. Pero they never played it on the competitive stage. Tapos si Onyx na yung magagamit dito na parang sinasabi ni Hatred, kala ko nagpapakito phosphor kayo. Ako nagpapakito phosphor ko.
Para kasi yung sa ibang team, ang tanong is, ano nga ba yung kayang gamitin netong player na to?
Oo.
Sa Blacklist kasi, pag si Haji na yung kinausap mo or yung question mo, parang maling question yun eh. Parang kailangan mo tanungin kay Haji, ano yung mga hero na hindi mo ginagamit?
Oo, parang ganoon. Pero si Onyx PH, ang gusto ko sa kanila is yung creativity nila. Willing silang ilabas yun kahit sa ganitong yung ganitong klase
high
game
stakes.
Na one game down against Blacklist, pero dahil naubusan ng hero sa hatred, okay, labas natin.
Now, we can see the two teams na meron dito, and there is actually another break, another breather for the players, kahit paano. And to be perfectly honest, right now, seeing the teams, wala naman masyado nagbago in the atmosphere of the teams. It's the same thing. Sabihin na lang natin na for the past few matches na meron sila against other countries, may aurahan talaga eh. Pero this time around, syempre, for Blacklist and Onyx, kailangan mo kasing talunin na yung kakampi mo, yung katuwang mo dito sa PH run na ito na ginawa sa M3 World Championship. Ngayon, hindi sila masyado walang sigawan, walang angasan.
Yeah.
Nakakamdaman mo na talagang itong dalawang team na to, isa lang ang nasa utak nila.
Manalo.
Hindi man rush talk, gusto nila manalo.
Tsaka yung level of respect, syempre, na nandito na tayo, dalawang Filipino teams, wala naman tayong pinag-aawayan dito, isa lang yung pinag-aawayan natin eh. Kung sino yung magiging M3 World Champion.
And that is the nature of competition sa lahat na nanonood dyan. There can only be one winner. But at the same time, meron nga tayong kasabihan na nobody remembers second place. Pero I don't think it will apply dito sa M3.
Oo.
Because both our champion and our runner-up have certainly made us proud.
Actually, kahit nga nung MSC, di ba? Walang makakalimot ng blacklist execration eh.
Oh, di ba?
And for some reason, ganun, ewan ko ba ba't ganun tayo kadamot? Lahat na lang ng international tournament, PH yung Grand Finals.
Oo, yung MPLI,
bigyan na natin sa kanila.
bigay mo na sa kanila yun.
Kailangan nila yun eh.
Pakonsuelo na yun.
Kailangan nila yun.
Kailangan nyo yun para kahit papano ay may
Hindi masakit yung M3.
Hindi masakit yung M3. Pero dito sa M3, pagka official, talaga, pagka munton talaga,
No.
sabi ng Pilipinas, amin yan.
Amin yan.
Wala. Ito yung goal.
Anong sinasabi mo?
Ito yung goal. Pause. Kahit anong mangyari dito,
kahit anong bansa,
Indonesia, iwan.
Iwan.
North America, iwan.
Singapore, iwan. Diba?
Malaysia, iwan.
M3, ito ka,
Oo.
focus.
Kahit ano pang mangyari dyan, focus ka sa goal mo.
100% Grand Finals appearance. Napakadamot.
A lot of storylines have happened dito sa ating laro, sa ating M3. Now, itong storyline for some of the players dito sa dalawang teams natin, specifically Dilar Baloyski from Onyx and Venus, tapos Wise sa may Blacklist International, they've been here before.
Yeah.
And actually, dalawang beses na nila represent as individual players ang kanilang bansa. Now, M1 was bittersweet for them. Yes, nakapunta kayo doon sa grand stage, doon sa pinakaunang malaking stage sa MLBB, sa mundo. Pero you had an early exit doon sa group stages. And right now, another numbered na M series, which is M3, andito sila and they take it all the way.
Yun nga yun yung masakit eh. Kaya, actually, kakatweet ko nga lang, napakasakit panoorin itong Grand Finals. Kasi alam mong magkahiwala yung V1 sa Dilar Baloy. And gusto mo, parang gusto mo bigyan ng chance pareho. Ngayon, Onyx PH, pag sila naman yung nanalo, they will be able to claim the throne over Blacklist International kasi natalo sila nung MPL. Pero even then, Blacklist, they've won 2 MPLs this year. Pag natalo sila, sobrang sakit nito for the V1 standard.
Actually, kahit sino matalo sa kanila dito, masakit eh.
Masakit, sobra.
Knowing Blacklist International, si Venus tsaka si Wise, dalawang beses naging mailap sa kanila yung MPL Championship. Pero, for 2 consecutive naman, nataas nila yung
binigay,
kampeonato.
no?
Nabigay talaga sa kanila yung taon na 2021 in terms of MPL PH. Habang dito yung Onyx PH, it was another heartbreaking grand finals para kay Dilar and specifically kay Baloy. Pero kasi si Baloy kasi nakakuha na ng championship with Sunsparks noong Season 5. So this is actually somewhat of a 50-50 para sa akin. Kumbaga, sobrang mixed emotions na makakamdaman mo dito na if you're a Blacklist fan, you're an Onyx fan, alam mo na yung kabilang team na hindi mo talaga sinusuportahan is deserving din eh.
Oo. Ito yung literal na winner take all. Di ba? Winner takes all. Kasi actually sobrang bigat ng pinangahawakan ni Blacklist na may dalawa kang MPL title under your belt. Pero ang bigat din ng pinangahawakan ni Onyx na pag tayo natalo pa dito, ilang consecutive grand finals na,
kasi ganun eh. Sa Onyx PH, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito is consecutive grand finals appearances na hindi nila nadala ng championship. At sa Blacklist naman, kung sila naman yung magkaroon ng problema dito, 2 consecutive international grand finals na hindi, well actually 3 with MPLI, di ba? 3 consecutive na grand finals sa international stage na hindi nila nagawan ng paraan. But now, with the start of game number 2, we are closing in doon sa moment na maitataas na ang kampyonato ng isa sa dalawang teams na ito. The human factor, I love it. Ito yung tinatawag natin na storyline for the ages.
Napakarami. Nandyan yung Dream High, nandyan yung Bataan Boys, nandyan si Haji na back-to-back M appearances, diba? So napakaraming storya na pwedeng mabuo dito sa Blacklist and Onyx. Pero again, Butters, and to the fans, there can only be one champion at the end of the day.
But we all know at the end of the day, guys, deserving ang dalawang team na to. Kung sino man ang manalo sa kanila. And as you can see, si Oheb dito, kino-contest niya kay Marky with the Renner getting shot. Pero si Marky dito ay masyadong sexy.
Oo, hinarangan pa yung crab para lang masigurado na hindi mananakaw.
Kasi kinukuha ni Oheb yung pixel na sobrang liit, yung frame na sobrang liit na possibly maagaw niya yung Crab. Hindi naman talaga to the point na gusto niya
Marky?
sana kunin eh. Pero si Marky dito ay naipit sa may gitna. Try to get away but the stun was there. At first blood si Marky. Kung ano yung ginawa ni Marky kay Oheb nung game number 1, ito naman yung ginawa ni Oheb sa kanya ng game number 2.
Sobrang cool ni Haji. Lumipad na kagad. Hindi pa tapos yung kill.
Cool
Sabi na,
guys, don't look at explosion.
kaya nyo na yan. I believe in you guys. Yan ito yung kinagana sa Blacklist International. Yung sinasabi nilang belief system. Sobrang taas ng tiwala nila sa isa't isa.
Oo. At Oheb dito naipit sa may gitna and oh my Venus with the dash out. Napakagandang escape plan para sa ng Blacklist International using the guiding wind at habang nasa loob ng guiding wind, pagkalapag, flicker out
Yeah.
agad si Oheb at meron pang isang dash doon si Venus na kanyang si Venus nagamit niya yung movement speed up para makatakas dito
Wise.
si Oheb pero doon guys, naku po, kala ko may Matilda doon sa may kabila. Rafaela pala yan. Pareho kasi may pakpak at pareho lumilipad. Pero guys, look at this, Delarski. Iniipit nila. Iniipit na naman sila ng blacklist dito. And yun yung nagiging problema ng side ng Onyx PH. Si Haji, masyadong mataas yung impact ng kanyang ultimate.
Alam mo, muntik pa nga mapapasama yun. Dapat kayo wise na yung turtle. Galing pang top lane. Si Kyrie. Pero ang ganda nung knock-up ni Delar, saktong-sakto. Yung moment na re-retry na dapat ni Wise and Turtle, na-knock-up pa siya nung talon ni Yuzong. And Onyx PH was able to translate that into Kyrie stealing the Turtle. Pero this time around, baliktad yung storya. Si Onyx PH, siya yung mas lamang dito sa late game and sa blacklist, yung mataas yung spike pagdating ng mid-game. Pero si Onyx PH, they realize na, guys, Barats yan. Napakabagal niyan gumalaw sa mapa. Immediately went straight to the top lane. Kahit mag-turtle yung Barats, okay lang. And this is the signature of Onyx PH. Wala silang pakialam talaga sa first turtle. Sadyang umabot lang sila dahil nakita ni Delar, guys, di pa tapos yung Barats.
Blacklist International, even if nakakuha sila ng kills doon left and right, with Kyrie at Helm, makukuha pa rin nila yung turtle. And that was the story of that hatred dito tinamaan ng dalawang feathered airstrike. Masakit, pero kung iisipin mo, kung iisipin mo doon, makakauwi lang din sila. They can actually go for the reset.
Yeah.
And basically, what happens is, kapag balik nila, ay another set of pressure na naman para sa side ng blacklist. At dito yung Onyx PH, dito mo makikita, hindi sila magpapatalo.
Yeah.
Aside ng blacklist sa pagkuha ng mga objective. They did this nung game number 1 in the early stages of the game. They can do it again. But right now, ang kailangan nila is how they would close out the game.
Yun yung sinasabi sa'yo kanino, yung random na dadaan si Kyrie sa isang lane, popoke lang. Minsan parang pag inisip mo nonsense, pero it makes sense kapag tinignan mo yung bigger picture kasi haras yan and Blacklist International, they need to react na yan. Dumikit si Venus sa may barat, so alam nila walang tao sa may bottom lane, so Nathan will have the double wave para bumilis lalo yung farm niya.
At si Wise doon, nagbato ng mga racket para kahit paano ay ma-push back sila Baloyski, pero with the Yizun Shin Mountain Shocker, mapupunta pa rin sa Onyx PH yung turtle, pero Delarski
Oh my God,
gets
Nathan!
called out at Wise goes down. Edward dito nasa may pinakarapan. Pero ito yung pinakalaban ngayon, si Marky with the damage output. Tatandaan mo na hindi ito ay ang iyong conventional na marksman dahil siya ay gumagamit ng magic power na kino-convert niya pa yung physical damage na meron siya to magic at yun yung nagiging kaso para kay Edward. Kumbaga in the early stages of the game, if you do not itemize well, pupunit talaga si Marky.
Oh, alam mo, Onyx PH, sila yung aggressor dito and I like the way that they're playing like this. Kasi kahit pa sabihin natin, okay, fine, late game sila, hindi makakalaban. Hindi sila makakalaban against Blacklist. They're trading so much on the map. Si Delar, willing siyang ibigay yung buhay niya, mabawasan lang yung mga heroes ng Blacklist and one superposition from Marky was able to take down 2 heroes on the side of Blacklist.
And Edward, inahabol ng dalawang marksman. Well, actually, that was actually Delarski. I thought it was Nathan. At nagpalit na pala sila ng lane. Kung mapapansin mo, napaka-aggressive.
Grabe.
And they really just want to get this top lane turret on their side. Pero nakakuha naman ng isang kill. Yung side ng Blacklist International somewhere in the map and it will be Baloyski going down. Dilar at Edward, nagpapagandahan sila ng design ng circle dito.
Oo, kaso mas maganda yung design ng kay Delar eh.
Ano ba yung design mo kay Dilar?
Yung skin ni Yuzo.
Sabagay, pero si Marky naduraan. Naduraan si Marky doon. Sabi ni Vice, saan pupunta?
Emil, ako lang duraan.
Oo, sabi ni Vice, baka pupunta. Bleh!
Nakaka-bad trip yun yung pag dinidilangan ni Barsos, duduraan ka ba? Parang nakakainis maglaro.
Tapos makikita mo, dumikit pa talaga.
Oy, Kyrie.
Napakatapang talaga ni Kyrie. Itong batang to, napakatapang. And makikita mo yan na talaga sinusubukan niya. Pero Baloyski is here to help his ally, Dilarski, the Ski Brothers, trying to secure that kill. Pero it
Marky.
was just the kunat coming out from Edward. Hindi talaga kinakaya, pero si Wise napakababa ng buhay. Will they try to go for this? Yes, they will, pero si Wise hindi mapipitik ang kanyang retribution. At that is going to be 3 for 3 turtles on the hands of Onyx PH.
Ito may ginagawa ni Dilar. Talagang magpapakamatay siya. Mazone niya lang tong Barats. Ipepetrify niya kahit mamatay ako, wala akong pakialam kasi naka-fast turtle si Onyx PH. And si Kyrie na naman yung nakakuha ng turtle.
Alam mo, uminom ako kaya di ako nakasabat agad.
Ilang. Inom ka lang dyan.
Pero kasi,
wag mo akong tuturan.
Naman, hindi naman. Ano din mo sasibakat? Sabi nila pre, ako daw si Akay.
Bakit?
Pero I'm not fat, just chubby. Pero, kidding aside, ladies and gentlemen, right now, the score on the map is 6-3, Blacklist International. Getting a hold of that, sabihin na lang natin, kills department and gold department, but all to the sabihin na lang natin, turrets at mga objectives sa mapa, Onyx PH has that advantage. But right now, Dilarski nandun sa may pinakalikod, they get a kill on Wise. They're putting Wise on tab at na-accounted for siya at all times. Kumbaga, hindi nagagawa ni Wise dito yung mga gusto niyang gawin, even with the movement speed. Coming out here for Oh My Venus, pero Oh My Kyrie. Grabe yung niya doon, abang niya doon. Kumbaga si Jumong.
Binichi. Actually, nasa labas nga siya ng bush
Oo.
Kita siya ni Oheb Pero hindi nakala ni Oheb na bibitaw.
Ni Ruler. Nakita mo ba yun? Sabi ni Kyrie, dito dadaan to
Oo.
Nakapwesto nung nakita niya. Sabi niya, apunte, puwego, pa!
Puwego. Si Oheb din nakariyan
Tapos pumasok na lang bigla. And yung crit, hindi kinaya ni Oheb.
Two hits lang. Si Oheb. Ganun nakataba si Kyrie ngayon. And again, yung mechanical skills na pinapakita ng Onyx PH, it started when Dilar engaged on the Barats. After nilang patayin si Wise, kasi nakalabas siya sa Detones Welcome, and after nun, tuloy-tuloy lang yung laro ng Onyx PH.
Attention ng Blacklist International nasa may gitna habang si Hatred ay nandun sa may likod. Dilarski naipit sa may gitna. Pero there's strike, ginamit, one more hit. And nagkaroon na naman ng dura action coming out from Wise. Marky and Baloyski, they're trying to control this, pero mukhang walang atang plano ang Onyx PH na lumaban, but might have spoke too soon as nandito na si Kyrie sa may area. Sinusubukan niya talaga kunin dito yung kanyang buff, pero si Haji dito ay sinapak-sapak ni Hatred at feathered airstrike. Hatred!
Oh my goodness!
Pero si Edward nandun naman sa harapan ng members ng Onyx PH, and dito nagkakaroon ng importansya yung trabaho ng bawat isa Kumbaga si Edward, naiwan siya doon para kontrolin yung members ng Onyx PH na hindi nila makuha yung area doon banda sa may Lord.
Alam mo, ginagawa lang ng Onyx talaga dito is parang gamitin nyo yung skills nyo sa amin. Balak nyo mag-Lord, di ba? Balak mag-Lord ng Blacklist International. Pero na-cancel. Ngayon, nag-respond na naman si Dilar, may isang set na naman ng Dragon Form. Hindi na naman sila makapag-Lord. And all the while, nagpa-farm lang si Kyrie.
Blacklist, talaga nakakahanap sila ng way to actually turn things around and to find that small mistake na pwede nilang i-punish at Blacklist, yun talaga yung kanilang specialty, while Onyx PH, sabihin na lang natin na mas nagiging patient sila as compared doon sa game number 1 performance, pero meron pa ring mga butas na nakikita yung Blacklist na napapalaki nila.
But then again, the difference in game 1 and game 2 is that Onyx PH, sila yung late game this time around. So Blacklist, kailangan nila namang magmadali. And as the pace of the game goes on, alam natin na Onyx lalamang at lalamang sila. The stats, they do reflect right now the current standing of the game. Kasi kanina, lamang si Blacklist pero si Onyx yung nakakakontrol ng mapa. Now the gold lead is in favor of Onyx.
And may kita mo dito na Blacklist International just trying to chip down yung buhay ng Onyx. Ganun nila gusto simulan. Yung laban, pero Haji dito. Marky,
wala na siyang ultimate noong mga panahon na yon. If nag-go doon yung Blacklist International, for sure, mapapagamit siya ng kanyang flicker. Pero with Onyx PH getting a hold of that certain area sa may mapa, nandun sa may pinakalikod, Wise, tinatry nila i-control. Pero si Kyrie ay niyayakap ni Edward.
Oh my goodness!
Boys! Feather strike, taking down Kyrie. Makukuha ni Venus si Lord dito, and Marky goes down in the process. Baloyski, maybe siya na ang next. Pwede yon, pero si Hatred doon, lumaban na. Umariba na, and Hatred could not get the kill. Yung farsa pa rin ni Haji, yung nagiging pinakamalaking balakid para sa side ng Onyx.
Grabe, rektahin na ata sila ng Blacklist. Remember, nasa kanila din yung Lord. Oh my Venus. That set on Kyrie killed the YSS and allowed Blacklist International to fight against Onyx PH 5v4. Hatred siya na lang mag-isa. Holy baptism!
Hatred dito. Binigay ang kanyang buhay at ayaw pa nila ipatapos ito. Kyrie, medyo napalapit ng onte, but Blacklist International, they weren't really ready to get that kill on Kyrie. Right now, yung Lord, nagmamarcha dito sa may baba, ay nakikita mo naman unti-unti nang lumalapit. Pinakita na yung muka ng Blacklist International members, and they're getting ready for their winning moment. Mapipigilan ba to ng side ng Onyx PH? Maloys dito. Prepare their strike. Napakadaming skill na ginamit sa kanya. Actually, that was the Circling Eagle. Pero alam mo, Midnight, kinukulang talaga yung Onyx PH dun sa mga late na mga fights na nagaganap.
Nakawakan na naman ng Blacklist yung team pa niya. Further strike by the Farsa para mag-zone yung dalawang marksman. Dilar, mukhang mamamatay pa yung Dragon dito. And Mountain Shower ginamit yung YSS, pero Blacklist International, they're still perfectly healthy.
Onyx, can they stop this? That is the question right now.
Nibiru's Passion.
Edward, pero yung Nibiru's Passion natanggal. Yung kalahati ng buhay nila, Marky, tutumba ba? And Kyrie goes down. Oheb gets the kill. Malefic Roar is picked up. At si Hatred sinusubukan tumakas. Wise and the others, nandito sila sa may gilid. And Marky dito using interference para kahit papano ay makakuha ng kill. Oh my Venus, Holy Baptism, hindi tatama. And Oheb really just wants to get the kill.
That's
Predator strike.
That's it.
Deck from above. Make that a 2-0 para sa side ng Blacklist. Nag-iinit, naglalagablab. Dalawang win na lang at sila na ang M3 World Champions.
The Filipino sniper sniping Kyrie inside the base. Butters, it started from one mistake mula kay Kyrie.
Mistake indeed.
Pag-dash niya, nakasalubong si Edward. Sabi ni Oh My Venus, oy, walang traceless. Flicker in, Holy Baptism, immediate feathered airstrike. Tapos kagad yung game.
I would say that yung mga fights na naganap natin dito for the side of Onyx PH, medyo naging kalat. Pero doon nga dapat nagkakaroon ng doon nagkakaroon ng advantage yung side ng Onyx PH kapag kumakalat yung team fights dahil yun yung pinaka nagiging selling point nila. Baga, meron ding reason kung ba't nagtawag na banana split all throughout. Kasi pagka isolated yung mga laban at mga 1v1, 2v1 laban, makikita mo na Onyx PH yung nananalo doon. But in terms of full-blown team fight, dapat si Blacklist International yung nananalo talaga kapag limahan talagang nagsasalpukan. Ngayon, pinapakita naman ng Blacklist International dito na kaya din namin laruin yung laro nyo. Diba?
Yeah, again, nagtatranslate na, nasa Grand Finals na tayo. Kilala na. Ito na yung sense of familiarity. Ito yung ginagawa ni Onyx for the longest time. Let's implement some of that into our own playstyle. And actually, ganun din may ginawa ni Onyx. Nung nag-Lord fight, it's kind of an ube. Kasi si Dilar yung ginagawa niya is shoot siya yung taga-frontline, sama-sama si Onyx. Pag nakakita sila ng opportunity, like for example, nag-boss ng skill, that's the time they go. Pero nung last team fight ni sa Lord, it was completely the other way around. Si Blacklist yung parang, okay guys, Blacklist tayo ngayon, let's not do Onyx. Nakahiwalay si Hatred, walang pakito this time around. Ang kailangan lang natin hanapin is yung YSS. And that was the case. Nakita nila si Kyrie gumamit ng traceless sa mukha pa ni Edward. At sabi ni Omen Virus, wala na. Tapos na.
That was the best case scenario of your enemy using your own strategy against you. Kung nakita nila na wala dun si Pakito, wala si Hatred dun sa may area at nag-split push sa may taas, sabi nila, biglain kaya natin to.
Oo.
Pwersahin natin to. Pero you know what? For this series, for these two games, I think Haji made all the difference in the world. Yung mga feathered airstrike niya, grabe yung impact. Pero how grabe is that impact? Parang wala, lalano na. How grabe is the impact of the feathered airstrike kung susumahin? Itanong natin to kay TDZ, gaano nga ba ka-importante yung mga plays na ginawa doon ni Haji?
The grabe is too much. ang damage ng feathered airstrike, sabi nga ni Butters. At maraming salamat, Butters and Midnight. Welcome sa ating analyst stand. Ako si TDZ. Wow, grabe. Sobrang impactful ang ginawa naman ng Blacklist International, turning things around for the second time. At mukhang nakaharap na naman sila ng magandang buwelo, getting the 2-0 win against the Onyx Philippines. Pero ating tignan kung paano nga ba nangyari dito sa ating structure. Nakita natin almost lahat ng, well actually lahat ng turtle dito ng early game is nakuha ng Onyx Philippines. Pero nakikita naman natin yung graph is hindi naman nalalayo. Pumapaling pa rin siya sa side ng Blacklist International, biglang bababa ng Onyx dahil na rin sa mga skirmishes and trades na nangyayari ng early game. Pero isa sa pinaka-noticeable dito na nangyari is dito around 10-minute mark after the Lord take. Nagkaroon tayo ng early ng skirmishes sa Lord and with the positioning din ng Onyx Philippines na punish nila kaagad dahil na rin sa sustain na meron ang Blacklist International at isa-isa na rin napipick off ng Blacklist International yung Onyx Philippines after pumasok or after nasira yung Tier 3 turret nila sa may middle lane. Nagkaroon tayo ng unting error. Nakita natin si Baloyski pumasok doon sa loob ng structure or box ng Blacklist International after the guiding wind or rather after the circling eagle at na-punish kaagad yung members ng Onyx Philippines. They're trying to catch out. They're trying to force back Blacklist International but unfortunately na-pick off sila isa-isa. Looking at the current score now, 19-7. That's how dominating the Blacklist International when it comes to early game or rather mid-game to late game fights. Isa sa mga highlights natin dito is yung parsa ni Haji. Again, utilizing the casual COD plus the lightning truncheon, hindi siya agad kumuha ng Divine Glaive. He's able to amplify the magic damage by utilizing or by purchasing the Holy Crystal. And I think this will be another glowing one sa side ni Haji. Bakit? Dahil na rin ang daming mga tanky heroes, frontliners ng Onyx Philippines na pwedeng sumalo ng damage and kailangan talaga niya ng additional magic damage para ma-disrupt yung flow ng pattern. At isa pa sa mga napansin natin dito is yung Dominance Ice pick-up ng Blacklist International. They're able to control the HP sustainability or lifesteal ng tatlong heroes dito ng Onyx Philippines. Actually, ito na nga, yung mga naka-circle Na-control talaga tong tatlong heroes na to. Sabihin natin na mag-i-initiate si Hatred using his Pakito, pero once na tinamaan niya si Edward and also other members of Blacklist International, nabe-burst niya kaagad. Hindi kayang habulin ng Festival of Blood and also with their passives yung damage output ng Blacklist International. At nakikita rin natin na laging maganda yung pwesto ni Oheb with the Nibiru's Passion every single time na mag-e-engage ang Onyx Philippines. So ang ginagawa ng Blacklist International, okay, sige, sustain tayo ng damage, i-soak natin lahat, hintayin natin na iba to lahat ng Onyx Philippines yung mga damage nila, yung mga ultimates nila, then magka-counter-initiate tayo. Also with the help of Oh My Venus, yung kanyang healing, and also Oheb with the proper positioning ng kanyang Nibiru's Passion. And also, we need to keep in mind that Marky did a lot from this game. Again, with the total damage dealt of 82k, siya yung tumutulong sa side ng Onyx Philippines to burst out and to push out or to punish all of the mispositioned players ng Blacklist International. Unfortunately, hindi sila nakapag-push ng ganong kabilis as we are expecting from a double marksman composition. Nakakahanap ng paraan yung Blacklist International to disrupt the front lines of Onyx Philippines at hindi sila makapasok agad dahil na rin sa zoning capability na binabato dito ni Haji. Damage dealt, tabla lang din naman. It's all about the late game na nangyari dun sa may Lord fight. Nakakuha yung Blacklist International ng kanilang mga super minions and also with the Luminous Lord, nagkaroon agad ng green light ang Blacklist International to push. And also a little bit of hesitation na rin sa side ng Onyx Philippines because they understand na kapag lumapit sila, is mapapunish sila ng Detona's welcome and they're also able to absorb or to rather to soak all the HP or the damage gamit yung Uranus ni Edward. And for our MVP of the match, we have Oheb, the Filipino sniper. 818 ang kanyang KDA. Nahirapang abutin ng Onyx Philippines dito yung Beatrix dahil na rin sa Farsa, Feather Airstrike. But look at the kill participation, 84%. Almost most of the time nandun siya sa mga small skirmishes and engagement ng Blacklist International. And also, one of the most notable things na nakita ko dito is yung bilis ng pick-up dito ng BOD plus ng Demon Hunter Sword ni Oheb na talagang effective when it comes to bursting out or dealing damage sa mga tanky heroes using the Demon Hunter Sword. BFB plus the Malefic Roar and also a physical attack dagger yung mga last items dito ni Oheb. But then again, yung mga snipers din niya, yung paggamit niya ng kanyang sniper rifle is able to chip out most of the frontliner or rather the backliner damage, HP ng mga backliners dito ng Onyx Philippines, and that really makes it difficult for Onyx Philippines to counter-engage, especially kapag nakakuha na ng pick-off ang Blacklist International. Again, crucial fight ang nangyari sa game number 2. Pero tignan natin kung anong nangyari ng game number 1 and game number 2 sa ating highlights along with the lounge. Sa inyo muna.
Grabe, Blacklist International. Same story. Give them an opening and they will find a way to punish and potentially even end the game. 2-0 now leading in the World Championship Grand Finals.
Grabe, it's the battle of comfort picks now. Parang ginagawa sa drafting pa lang, nilalayo ng mga heroes. Pero once yung teams na to gets a grip on what they're strong with, talagang diretso-diretso talaga.
Oh.
Yung setup kasi ng lineup dito ng Blacklist International, tama yung sinabi ni TDZ, sobra saktong-sakto yung pag nakakuha ng pick-off kasi yung Blacklist International, meron silang Rafaela and Uranus. It's like nakadiretso lang siya na sustain. Tapos, pagka nabawasan yung sustain lang na Uranus, pero magbabalik na buhay na Rafaela. Tapos free hit lang si Oheb. Perfect setup for them. Perfect front line. Kaya nahirapan na rin yung Onyx actually na mag-deal ng damage against the Blacklist. Yun talaga no?
Yes, pati isa rin na ang hinsusapang draft tayo dito, yung Rafaela taga ni Oh My Venus, nahihirapang pagkababa ng Black Dragon form, lagi siya nai-stun and that's go time for Blacklist International to burst that member out. So, again, the play, the symphony of skills of Blacklist International is top notch.
Yeah, and this is a best of 7 series naman, no? Madami pa tayong maaabangan na games for sure. And I feel like looking at how Blacklist is handling the first 2 games, it's up to Coach Yeb and the entirety of Onyx Philippines to actually adjust and overcome what's in front of them right now. Yun yung beauty ng best of 7. Alam na alam mo to, Coach Dogs.
Yun.
Ganito din yung nangyari sa amin noon. Okay? First 2 games, Burmese Goals Grand Finals. Panalo kami first 2 games. All of a sudden, Burmese Goals, nag-Super Saiyan na ata. Ayun, pinalo kami sunod-sunod, 3 games. So, we'll see if Yeb would actually adjust the draft, the mentality. I'm pretty sure right now, what the players need is leadership, and they're definitely looking into Yeb, looking up to Yeb. And I sincerely hope that, they can bounce back from this.
Yeah.
Sa tingin mo, dito? Sa tingin mo, kasi teammates mo to eh. Sa tingin mo, nung nakita mo yung after nito, kita mo yung the entirety of Game 2, no? Sa tingin mo ba, kaya pang bumawi?
Sa tingin ko, kaya pa gagawin nilang best of 3 yan. Yung Onyx gagawin nilang best of 3.
Mindset. Alam mo kung bakit? Nandiyan ang Holy Spirit activates upon niya.
Oo.
Oo, dito. Hindi ka ba kinakabahan?
Tsaka pinatulog ko na si Hito. Pinatulog ko na.
Si Hito, gising pa kasi si Hito ngayon. Kailangan niya mo na-report.
Yeah. We also have here with us in the lounge country manager for Onyx.
Hi, sir.
Question, what's the best quality of the players na nakita mo sa kanila? I'm sure you've seen them train, you've seen them during game days. Ano yung best quality nila?
I think it's their perseverance. Regardless of what's been happening, all the challenges that we've been through, whether it be the start of our season from season 8, they're still able to pull through. Honestly speaking, when they lost the grand finals ng season 8, they were the only team that were smiling, that they were happy that they lost actually. And it only turned out that they'd be using it as positive energy when it comes to going into. And I'm pretty sure they'll be doing the same for what's happening right now as well.
Yeah. Good. Hopefully we'll get to see Onyx bounce back because, come on, PH World Championship Grand Finals, we want to see a Game 7 out of this. We want to see a close series. Again, agents, if you know any member of the Blacklist family willing to come over here to the studio and join us at the lounge, please let them know to let us know. Kasi nagtanong din kami. Of course, a lot of them are in SG, and so, yeah, it would be great to have more of the Blacklist fam here as well. Once again, M3 is brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the PH broadcast of M3. Level up your gaming and experience power you never thought possible only with Smart 5G. Switch now. Get everything you need all in one app by load. Get exclusive promos and redeem rewards with the GigaLife app. Download and register today. Play all day with hashtag the Smart Performer from Oppo, a device packed with 33 flash charge and 5,000 milliampere long-lasting battery, 8 gigabytes plus 5 gigabytes RAM and AMOLED display. Enjoy non-stop gaming with the new Oppo A95. Blacklist International are in the lead in the World Championship Grand Finals, 2-0 kontra sa Onyx PH. Magbabalik ang Filipino broadcast ng M3 Mobile Legends BangBang World Championship.
I believe that whoever tries to pull me down is already below me. Come take my hand. I'll lead you gently.
Life has thrown me moles that are way bigger than my fears, but I did not change. I just play with it.
Not getting a place on the podium is not a sign of defeat. it's a sign that you can do better.
I'm burning up now, taking higher levels. I'm in a bad spot, trouble to my knees. I need a taste, sipping on heaven. You got me waiting, waiting for you. We're chasing trophies, got me ready, don't you worry. I feel the power, I'm the champion. You got me running for the glory. Good to let this go. Burning up now, nothing's gonna stop me. I'm going faster, wanna break away. I love the way it feels. It's the adrenaline, we're going all the way. Cause we never ever going down. You got me walking through the fire. We don't catch a slack when we were young. Never run from the fight, yeah, we climb to the top. Never run from the fight, all the way to the top. Never run from the fight, yeah, we rise to the top. I'm on a rush now, winning, that's my focus. I need some ice, you gotta cool me down. I feel my nirvana coming closer. You got me waiting, waiting for you. We're chasing trophies, got me ready, don't you worry. I feel the power, I'm the champion. You got me running for the glory. Good to let this go. Burning up now, nothing's gonna stop me. I'm going faster, wanna break away. I love the way it feels. It's the adrenaline, we're going all the way. Cause we never ever going down. You got me walking through the fire. We don't catch a slack when we were young. Never run from the fight, yeah, we climb to the top. Never run from the fight, all the way to the top. Never run from the fight, yeah, we rise to the top. I'm up now, nothing's gonna stop me. I'm going faster, tearing down the walls. Burning up now, nothing's gonna stop me. Oh baby, please, oh yeah. Love the adrenaline. Cause we never ever going down. You got me walking through the fire. We don't catch a slack when we were young. Never run from the fight, yeah, we climb to the top. Never run from the fight, all the way to the top. Never run from the fight, yeah, we rise to the top.
MLBB is a mobile game. Well, duh. But it is also entertainment, an outlet, a devotion and belief that at anywhere and everywhere you can join the fight. A battle where you're not alone, but so do your foes. A chance to unleash your potential. Even if for someone who doesn't believe in miracles. No stranger to animosity. Everyone has their own stage. But our stage is now.
Are you ready for the grand final of entry?
No matter where, no matter what you're doing, star and shine the lights towards us. For this moment, our stage is ready. With or without the limelight, champions are born by rising to the top.
Let's go.
Anong oras na rin eh? Pili ko baka humaba pa ang ating araw. Ito nga ang World Championship ng MLBB. And welcome to the World Champions Lounge. Supported by the Singapore Tourism Board and presented by TikTok. We also have Secret Lab, the official gaming chair partner of M3. I did not just spill coffee all over me here in the lounge. I'm not regretting my decision. Ang init. Midnight! Nandito natin si Midnight. Katabi ko dito. Dito din si Coach Daki. Butters. You guys casted the first 2 games. We got Miko here. We got Representative Onic, the country manager. We still got OSX. We still got TDZ. Parang habang tumatagal yung lunch natin, yung araw natin, dumadami tayo dito.
Oo nga eh. Patalino nga ng patalino eh, di ba? Patalino yung lunch natin kasi noong mga nakaraang araw, -6 na eh.
Oo nga eh.
Yung IQ.
Nagkakaraoke na nga tayo dito eh. Miko, ilang beses nyo na nakalaban ng Blacklist International. Anong masasabi mo ang best quality ng Blacklist? Magaling mag-draft ng team fight. The secret.
The secret is out.
And team fights. Honestly, gusto pa namin magtsikahan kasama ka. Pero ngayon, maglalaban na muli ang Blacklist International Onic PH para sa game number 3. Again, this is a best of 7 series. So, whoever takes the next one, if it's Blacklist, match point. Kung Onic, well, they still can breathe just a little bit more. Bessie and Crushy, kayo na mag-decide kung para sa inyo sino yung Bessie or sino yung Crushy. Kayo na.
Sobrang bilis ng launch natin dahil gigil na ang buong Pilipinas sa ating game number 3 between Blacklist International and Onic Philippines. Kami ang magiging casters nyo. Ang pangalan ko ay Uwomi. Kasama ko dito ang nag-iisang si Chantel. And this is game number 3 after game number 1 and 2 na napunta sa Blacklist International. Ano sa tingin mo ang mindset ng Onic PH coming in this game 3?
Well, for the mindset of Onic, nakikita naman natin na sa mga nasagot ni Coach Chef before and even kay Miko earlier na ang characteristic ng Onic is alam nila kung paano sila babawi. And at the same time, alam nila kung paano magre-reset. So I think this is gonna be a long game. Let's not disregard kung paano yung naging run ng Onic Philippines on the playoffs and as well as the group stage.
Oh, and Onic Philippines, no, they're undefeated in the playoffs until today na nakuha nila ang kanilang first 2 losses in M3 because of Blacklist International. Ito na talaga yung finals eh. The finest MLBB teams in the entire world comes from the Philippines. Ang sarap sabihin at nakakalungkot panoorin na naglalaban na ngayon ang dalawa nating Philippine representatives.
Actually, kinakabahan ako ngayon, guys. Kasi gaya na nabanggit ko kanina nung part pa tayong dalawa ng lounge, sinabi ko na ang hirap ngayon nung sa emosyon kasi all throughout the start of our M3, nag-invest tayo ng napakaraming emosyon.
Sobra.
Para sa mga Filipino representatives natin, nakita nyo yun sa mga behind the scenes, sa TikTok, and even on Facebook na lahat tayong sa Pilipinas nakasuporta tuwing nananalo yung ating mga kasama. But I'm in a roller coaster of emotions right now. Seeing two flags behind me and on the screen, Onyx Philippines and Blacklist International. Pero in our World Championship, isa lang talaga ang matatawag na kampiyon.
Kumbaga, this is a civil war and both teams are from the Philippines na talagang pinakamalakas na region sa buong MLBB universe. Let's enter the pick and ban phase for the third game. Again, kung manalo ang Blacklist International dito, they will be a match point for Onyx Philippines. They want to extend this series. Looking at the bans from the side of Blacklist, a lot of respect on Kyrie.
Blacklist International, ginawa na rin nila to kanina on the second game. Talagang ayaw nila ibigay yung mga heroes for Kyrie. Nakita nila yung performance ng Onyx if they have this kind of heroes. Hindi na tayo magugulat kapag bigla pa sila mag-pick na, mag-ban ng Natalia. Kasi isa rin yung sa mga ginamit ng Onyx Philippines against BTK, kaya nahirapan kumaga yung strategy. I feel like isa sa mga kryptonite ng Blacklist International talaga is BTK because of the same play style, having a marksman, jungler, kaya nakita na agad. Sinabi nga ni Coach Bonchan, di ba, on the interview after that lower bracket grand finals, lower bracket finals. Pero para kasing grand finals, guys, naging laban na yun.
Yung emotion din eh. Nag-iiyakan tayo ng isang araw eh.
May mga lumilipad na unan.
Shoutout kay Rockart na namato ng unan.
Ayan, kitang-kita sa ebidensya. Tinanong ko pa yun sa launch ko sino nagbato. But anyway, going back to our thought, yun kasi yung gusto ng Onyx, kailangan nila mas disrupt yung farming ni Wise, but Blacklist International, they're doing a great job para hindi makontra yung kanilang strategy, which is more on team fights, having Wise, have the farm, and eventually taking all the enemy players.
Yeah, and right now, Onyx Philippines, nag-secure na sila ng Joe Farsa at ng isang Uranus na rin na most likely mapupunta sa The General, the CEO, Delarski. Tignan natin kung paano ba ito kukontra ng Blacklist International. Sa ngayon, meron silang Beatrix at meron din silang Rafaela na alam naman natin na sa kamay ng The Queen herself ay napaka-deadly.
Napaka-deadly talaga kasi ang bilis ng movement speed. Pero may kumapansin natin dito, sobrang taas ng confidence ng dalawang teams natin kasi every time, if you look at the trend of these teams, pati pa sa pag-ban at saka pagbibigay ng opportunity for the other teams makakuha ng hero, talagang binibigyan na nila simula kahapon pa yung Beatrix. So ang taas kasi ng firepower ng Beatrix, but for Onyx, binibigay din nila sa Blacklist International. Kaya ang ginawa dito ng Onyx is kinuha nila yung Uranus. Kasi napakahirap nga naman if you have the Rafaela and Uranus na kalaban mo.
And Onyx Philippines, ang ganda din ng banning nila on the second rotation of bans here. They're gonna take away the Alice sa kamay ni Oheb, making sure that the Alice wouldn't even be played. Alam ko may Beatrix na sa side ng Blacklist International, pero mukhang naninigurado dito si Coach Sheb. Meanwhile, on the side of Blacklist, nabanggit mo to, Chantel, taking away the Natalia away from the hands of Baloyski na talagang World Championship quality Natalia, the only one in the world.
Iba kasi, iba yung, alam natin, iba kung paano maglaro si Baloy kapag mga gamit niya na heroes is, for example, Natalia and Selena. Nakita din natin, by the way, si Valir na ginamit kahapon. So, mahirap kasi for Blacklist International, kung gusto sila maging aggressive, tapos merong tumutulak. Kung merong firebender, bigla, so ayaw nila mag-attack yung Fire Nation. But yeah, Blacklist International, ayaw lang nila ng hero dito that is more on the vision, and at the same time, yung mga heroes na kayang pumatay mag-isa at the early part of the game. Now, Onyx Philippines, they focused on scaling heroes, heroes na mag-set up ng tempo as their yung counter burst kasi imagine, kunwari, ikaw, batuhin ka ng micromatic.
Nako, parang masakit yun.
Diba? Micromatic yun eh. Masakit talaga yun. So, kagura ang binandito ng Onyx kasi mahirap nga naman kapag nahanap ng micromatic dito, si Farsa.
Yeah, and right now, Onyx Philippines, they're gonna wait on the next pick of Blacklist International. Meron na tayong position or may XP lane in position 5 na tayo most likely on the hands of Blacklist International. Itong Beatrix, let's potentially put him in the gold lane. itong next pick na to ay magde-decide kung ano ba ang itsura na overall lineup ng Blacklist International. Isi-secure nila ang Nathan. That's a double marksman lineup with the Rafaela. What's with that reaction, Chantel?
Napakaganda ng binitaw ngayon ng Blacklist International. Imagine mo kasi yung lineup dito ng Onyx Philippines, sa kulang sa kanila is DPS. Yes, open pa sila Clint, pero usually kasi we don't see a Clint as a jungler. So wala pang jungler na pwedeng gamitin ng Onyx Philippines. Kaya hindi naman napilitan, pero we don't usually see Kyrie all the time using the YSS, not unless meron pa silang ibang hero for Kyrie, tapos gawin nila na gold lane dito yung YSS. But Blacklist International, if we talk about firepower, kompleto na sa kanila yon. Talk about sustain, they also have it. Tapos yung continuous sustain with the Rafaela, kompleto sa Ricardos, kailangan na lang nila ng burst.
And look at this, Onyx Philippines picking up the Lolita, isa sa mga sikat na counter pick against a double marksman lineup katulad na meron ng Blacklist ngayon. Beatrix and the Nathan. You could see the smile sa mga konting ngiti kahit 0-2 sila. They're confident with this lineup against Blacklist International. Now let's see kung paano ba tatapusin ng Blacklist International ang kanilang composition in this game number 3. Napaka-intense ng game na to. Sobrang importante in a best-of-7 series. Paano tatapusin itong Blacklist? Coach Bon Chan, what's your plan this time around?
Kala ko inaabangan ko kasi favorite kasi ni Omi sabihin, Coach Bon Chan,
with the plan.
Tapos kami diretso sa Sagio. Galing na sa rap battle. Wow, Esmeralda for the side of Blacklist. I believe Blacklist International, totoo yung sinabi ni Coach Boncha na may nagtanong sa atin from the lounge, ano kaya magiging preparation nila knowing that they're up against Onyx Philippines.
Yes.
Sinabi nila, ang pinaka-question dapat is hanggang anong oras sila mag-prepare. So feeling ko na puyat dito ang Blacklist International preparing this kind of draft. But Coach Yeb, the coach na more on motivational with strategies, dito maglalaban yung kanilang draft.
This is the draft battle, and of course, the battle between the execution of the two most finest teams of MLBB, and it comes from the Philippines. Game number 3 between Blacklist International and Onyx Philippines. Sobrang importante nito para sa Onyx Philippines to restart the tempo of this best-of-7 series. Mailusot kaya ng Onyx Philippines?
Eto na, dito natin makikita, again, ang daming storya sa ating dalawang teams. Nakakalungkot isipin na magkakasama sila pa rin ngayon sa M-Series, but at the same time, hindi na sila magkakasama. It all started on Dreaming High with Dream High Gaming. Different teams, but same players and same dream for Onyx Philippines. Kailangan nilang makabawi. Kailangan nilang kuhanin yung tempo for Blacklist International. This is their time to take a title on the international stage. Pero laning natin, interesting, we have Marky, we have Farsa, and Nathan. Sobrang aggressive ni Marky.
Oh no, Oheb might just fall. Pero si Marky sabi niya, teka lang, masyado ng aggressive yun. Hatred on this position fort show. The only position fort show in M3. Weiss might be in trouble, pero masyado atang makunat. He goes in, Kyrie. First blood goes to Weiss. Si Kyrie na atasunod dito. It's a 2v1. Dashes out for the kite out. Pero double kill para kay Weiss.
Napaganda para kay Weiss. Meron pa siyang killing spree, so pwede siyang mag-continuous ng farm, or mag-continue na farm against Onyx Philippines. And ito yung sinasabi natin, the good thing, kaya ka merong Rafaela sa lineup mo is para hindi mo na kailangan umuwi. Yung nakita natin from Wise ng Onyx Philippines, pwede sana silang makakuha ng kill, pero kulang pa rin ang kanilang damage. It is all about having an assassin emblem para sa Barats. Onyx Philippines, kailangan nilang pagganahin yung kanilang mga sides. Kailangan maging continuous yung farming dito ng Uranus.
And right now, I think the passive coming in from this back pick, yung pampakunat ni Wise was totally jacked up in that fight na nahirapan ang Onyx Philippines to trading even with the intense kiting coming in from Kyrie. Let's see how Onyx PH would recover from this, because right now Turtle will be started by Blacklist. Mounted Shocker, ginamit na rin dito. Vision is already down
Tapos
for
wala.
Onyx Philippines. Kalahati na ang buhay ng Turtle. Inaabangan ng Onyx Philippines kung kailan nga ba papasok. Wise, he goes in for the Jonas. Welcome. Nahuli na dito si... Oh no! Turtle gonna go in to the hands of Kyrie. Back na ang call ng Onyx Philippines pero makakatakas kaya sila. Look at the damage coming in for the Esmeralda. It's a 2-for-1. Bagsak si Baloyski. Bagsak si Kyrie. Pero napalitan si Edward.
Onyx Philippines, dalawang napatay sa kanila ng Blacklist International during the team fight. And kung mapansin natin, Marky, he used the feathered air strike but at the same time, hindi umabot during the team fight. So maganda yung ginawa dito ng Blacklist. They're now on the 1.6k gold lead. Now make it 1.4. But again, it's all about the positioning. For Onyx, since nakita natin na nakalamang nga. But anyway, we have a set.
Lumen Blast doesn't even connect. But there you go, Delarski going in. Nasa harapan ng tatlo. Si Oh My Venus na ang hanap ng General. Will the Queen fall down to the General? Dictonas welcome. Weiss goes in for the protect. Na-cancel ni Delarski.
Delarski nakatakas doon sa Detona's welcome. And again, Onyx Philippines nagiging aggressive din sila sa mga sides. Marky with the shoot for the bird of Onyx Philippines. The Ibong Adarna, the bird Adarna. Onyx, dyan na 2-4 ang score natin, guys. Still, Onyx, nakikita natin ngayon yung kanilang pwedeng maging burst damage. Sila naman nag-a-advance sa mga pwesto na Blacklist International.
But killing spree goes to Wise. A failed invade attempt coming in from Onyx Philippines. Mukhang nahihirapan na ang Onyx makipag-keep up sa tempo ng Blacklist. Pero ibahin mo ang storya dito sa gold lane.
Blacklist International, speaking of gold lane, nakikita na natin ngayon si Oh My V na tumutulong ng depensa for OHEB doon. Kasi alam natin strategy ng Blacklist International kapag gusto na mag-set ng tempo para kay Wise, magpo-focus sila sa mga ibang lanes at isa sa mga strength na kalaban nila is the split push. Kaya sabi nila dito, punta muna tayo sa mga ibang lane para hindi na magawa yung strategy nila which is the banana split. Take note, Edward, ngayon meron ng Enchanted Talisman 5-2 para sa ating 4-minute game time. Hindi natin nakikita yung puso ng mga kampiyon. Walang gusto magpatalo in terms of the laning. Lahat papalag, lahat gagawa ng paraan. Onyx Philippines, gumagawa din sila ng paraan to as much as possible close the gap.
They're trying to close the gap simula kanina pa pero mukhang yung gold lead ay nagiging stable na sa 1.5 to 2K. Blacklist International, sinabi mo kanina, Chantel, they're covering all lanes para manigurado na hindi ma-employ ang banana split tactic rather. Turtle naman, mapupunta dito sa Blacklist International at si Edward ata ang target ng General. That's another kill for Delarski. 101 ang kanyang kill score.
Now, Delarski, after that kill, meron na siyang Dominance Eye. So this is a good item para sa isang tanke na hero that goes frontline.
Oh my God, the damage from Haji is insane. Blacklist International, nabalik na naman nila ang kanilang 1.5k gold lead. And yung trades na nangyayari dito, mukhang hindi makahanap ang Onyx ng pwesto. But they do secure a turret down top side.
Eto na naman, yung mga taga-suporta dyan ng Onyx Philippines, nakikita natin ngayon ang kanilang ginagawa. Focus muna tayo sa turret push. Hayaan natin yung Blacklist International na mag-engage ito sa team fight. Pero sakit na agad nung ngert dito ni Wise. But again, ito ko boys down. Kung sino una makakapagpalit ng mapa, may sagot din ng Blacklist International sa may bottom lane ni OHEB that takes down a turret against Onyx Philippines. At on this game, ramdam mo yung intensity sa mga players natin. And yung intensity na to, kaya yun wala masyado nagiging aggressive. Yes, nagkakasalubungan. Pero hindi ganun, hindi lagi nagkakaroon ng team fight eh.
Kaya nga kumbaga, ang baba actually hindi mababa ang kill score, pero hindi ganun kaingay. Look at the damage from Wise. Grabe yung stomp kay Delarski, parang di Uranus. Magtutuloy ang laban dito sa baba. Knock up, the kickback. Edward still alive with the shield. Kyrie kiting back. Lumen on blast sa ere. Baloyski has to put up the Guardian, the Bulwark. He's not gonna survive, but the damage from Hatred. G-Kundo, Edward still alive with a Frostmoon shield. Dalawa ang bagsak para sa Onyx Philippines. Na-trade si Haji.
Hatred and Baloyski down for Onyx Philippines. And kung mapansin natin, all along akala natin na ginamit dito ni Edward yung kanyang Purify. Pero hindi tinuloy dito ni Hatred yung kanyang Wave the Dragon and Blacklist International. Tuloy-tuloy ang kanilang damage against the Onyx Philippines and it all boils down sa kanilang nagiging aggressiveness. They have the Rafaela. Makunat rin si Wise dahil lagi nakastack ang kanyang barrats dito. Dalawang players sa kanilang meron Dominance Ice. So imagine, dalawa naka-Dominance Ice. So si Delarski yung pinakamakakontra na dito, which is the front line of Onyx Philippines. Kaya nanlalambot.
Oh my God! Hatred with a play, kickback, immediate knockdown on the Nathan. Turtle, kanino mapupunta to? Si Paloyski nag-aanap in the Garden Full of Turtle. Secured by Onyx Philippines. At si Esmeralda ay mapapabagsak si Kyrie. Wala ng jungler ang Onyx Philippines pero Turtle secured na. Edward, hinahanap si Paloyski. Paloyski still high in HP. Delarski, wala na available contribution. Pero ito nga, papasok na. Feathered airstrike. Edward trying to run away. Mukhang makakabuhay pa nga siya dito Delarski. It's a 3v1. He has to go back. Weiss going in. 4 people from the side of Blacklist International. They're not gonna take down Delarski. Edward, my God, the fight is not over. Hatred, he's gonna get kicked back. Gonna get aided by Weiss. Weiss still alive. A shutdown for Kyrie. And now Newman on blast. Everything else for Onyx Philippines. They finally find their fight.
Onyx Philippines ang sinisigaw ng kanilang puso ngayon. It is Onyx time. And as we will see on our instant replay brought to you by Oppo, this is the moment na medyo nag-overextend ang side ng Blacklist International. Gusto nilang patayin supposedly Delarski, but it is all a bait. Sakto pa yung bonk doon ni Baloyski against Wise actually, and after that, killing players of Blacklist International. Goodly dati kanina, lumiit ng 660 Onyx Philippines. Pwede sila ang mag-dictate ngayon ng laban. But again, this is Blacklist International. And this is Onyx Philippines. Ready na kami ni Umi sa mga 20-minute games. 20-minute game time, 30-minute game time. Let's bring it on. Dahil enjoy na enjoy din ang mga viewers natin because wala kitang-kita lahat ng nanonood ngayon na Pilipinas pa rin talaga malakas.
Bigay todo na talaga. Blacklist International, Onyx Philippines. Lord will be up 10 seconds from now. Importante ang Lord na to maintain tempo. Blacklist International, they had a 1.5k gold lead constant until that fight. Onyx Philippines now back in this game. Kyrie not having the best game of his life dito. 1-3-5. But Marky and Hatred, they're stepping up.
Marky, saktong-sakto lagi yung kanyang mga feathered airstrike inaantay ngayon ng Onyx Philippines, pero Blacklist International, they're ready again for the aggressive side. And the Onyx, they have to defend yung kanilang mga side lanes.
Oh no! The Numenon blast on Weiss! And another kill goes to Kyrie. Mountain Shocker for the vision. And Onyx Philippines, they're establishing control. Makati pa sa Makati yung flame shot na yon.
Meron na din tayong sharpshooter na Ibong Adarna from Onyx Philippines, finding kung nasaan si Haji. Napaka-importante ni Haji for Blacklist International. And kung ikaw ang Onyx Philippines, itong perfect timing para kuhanin ang Lord na nasecure na nila ngayon. Si Marky meron na rin na additional na concentrated energy or Holy Crystal rather. So, yung damage niya, dodoble pa ngayon. Pero Blacklist International, nasa kanila pa rin yung pwedeng tempo. Sila yung nasa DPS. Kasi kung papansin natin, Umi, yung lineup dito ng Onyx, ang pinaka-free hit lang talaga nila na mabibigay na damage ay si Kyrie at saka si Marky. Kapag hindi naging maganda yung positioning nila, pwedeng mabigyan agad si Delarski dito ni Haji and even Oheb.
And this is it, Blacklist International, they really have to go for Kyrie na nasabi mo na rin. Pasensya na, bumibigay na masyadong intense to eh. Onyx Philippines, Blacklist International, yung kaninang extended fights, tuloy-tuloy lang ang ginagawa nila ngayon. And Onyx Philippines, they're really trying to secure this mid-game with the power spike of this Marky Farsa. Kaso kailangan niya mag-ingat, si Edward ay nasa harapan na niya. And this is just Marky showing everybody, Onyx Philippines, kaya pa rin namin.
Grabe si Marky, mga pre. Talagang nanonood yung kanya damage dito for the side of Blacklist International. Again, take note, for Blacklist, pwede sila mag-dive dito against the Farsa. But again, si Marky kasi, pinipitik niya agad yung feathered airstrike as to why nahihirapan din ang Blacklist na hanapin yung kanilang zone, hanapin yung kanilang pwesto. Lord ba na ng Blacklist? Madali pa rin na sirain. Pero bilis na mapensa ng Blacklist.
Blacklist International clearing the waves fast as possible. Nice stun on Baloyski. Baloyski, kailangan niya tumakbo dito. Makakain ba si Dilar? Dilar, still alive. Consecration up. He feathered airstrike. Matatamaan lang si Edward dito ng konti. And they will go back unharmed.
Woo! Grabe ang ating nakikita natin performance for both of our teams. 12 minutes pa lang, talaga jump-packed action. But Onyx, they're now a 3.1k gold lead. If you look at the items, no? Hatred
Oh,
is...
wait a minute!
Uy!
What? Burst down on Nathan! Hatred, you are insane! Marky, hinahanap dito si Edward. Edward, buhay na buhay, natulak palayo. Na-cancel ata kanyang ultimate, pero hindi pala. Falling star mode on Marky. Marky still alive. Here comes Kyrie. Shutdown, napunta dito kay Edward. Pero masya-shutdown din pala ni Kyrie. That is a 2-for-2 exchange.
Grabe mga players natin dito. Talagang walang magpapatinag. Pataasan. Pataasan ang pwede ibigay para sa kanilang mga teams habang itinataas nila ang bandera ng Pilipinas. Pero kanina, before the team fight, nabanggit natin, or let's focus on Hatred. Ang kanyang itemization dito is really on the damage. So nakita natin ang kanyang priority is si Oheb para hindi maka-free hit against Blacklist International. So Blacklist International dito, isa din sa mga kailangan nilang i-take note is kung paano nila hahanapin at pipigilan si Hatred na pumake off dahil yung isa sa mga pangbigay na damage dito for Blacklist International is kinda malambot.
Kinda malambot talaga. Kinda malambot.
Grabe.
Numero blast! Baloyski! What a play from Baloyski! The Nathan falls down once again. Si Kyrie naman nasa harapan ni Wise na si babalik. Way of the Dragon at makaka-shutdown na nga si Wise. Pero mahahanap din dito si Hatred. Look at the other side. Marky, babagsak na rin. Haji with a great play. Look at Baloyski. The general up top will be getting a tower. Baloyski naman ang gusto ni Edward. Papasukin kaya niya. Here comes a falling star moon. Pero cancel muna. And Delarski will be cutting that wave on the mid lane.
Blacklist International, alam nila na kailangan sila ang mauna. Nasa kanila ang Rafaela. Yes, nakakuha ng kill ang side ng Onyx Philippines. Pero ang importante dito, for Blacklist na nakuha nila ay si Marky at si Kyrie.
My God, si Haji na ata. Ang babagsakin ni Hatred is still alive. He wants it bad. Edward, nahanap. Tinamaan si Oh My Venus. Now si Oh My Venus naman ang tatakbo. Hatred with a kite back. Pero sabi ni Edward, walang takas dito, boy. Delarski naman ang gusto nila. Tatlo laban sa isa. Si Baloyski naghahanap. Nandyan na rin si Kyrie. Going in for the stun. Natamaan si Edward. Pero si Owen, Oh My Venus, feathered airstrike. So much damage coming in from Marky. Wise on the flank. Hindi na ata matutuloy ang laban.
Hinga, Pilipinas, dahil tigil muna ang team fight. Pantay ating laban. Onyx Philippines sa kadepensa sila, pero Blacklist International, grabe dito. Depensa at yung sustain na ibinibigay ni Edward, having that dominance eyes, BFB and the Oracle, pero Lord ay kanilang sisimulan at makukuha, hindi nang kaabot doon yung Mountain Shocker ni Kyrie para makita agad na kumukuha na pala ng mas malaking objective ang kanilang kalaban. Pero take note, Onyx Philippines, ang kanilang kalamangan dito is una sila nakasira ng inhibitor turret. So Blacklist International, ang magandang magagawa nila dito, having knowing that they have the Lord, is makasira sila ng inhibitor turret.
As much as possible talaga makakuha ng inhibitor turrets. But right now, Onyx Philippines, they're trying to secure a good lane on this Lord. Madepensahan lang. Nahuli dito si Baloyski. Marky, dalawa. With Guardian's Bulwark, natulak palayo. Pero here comes the knockback. Marky, natamaan ng so-called teamwork ni Wise. Si Delarski versus Oheb naman. Gusto gumanti ni Oheb. 0-4-2 daw siya. Nang gigigil na yan.
Onyx Philippines ngayon, ang ginawa ng dalawang players nila is mag-clear na minion wave. Pero again, Lord, walang dead defense. So for the side of Onyx, na tira doon is Lolita or Baloyski. Kaya nasira ang kanilang inhibitor turret. Pwede tayo makakita anytime. Pwede salubungin ni Hatred. Pero liliko na lang muna dahil dead defense sila. And Blacklist, grabe yung nangyari doon kay Marky. Si Marky, yung Farsa na na-retry. Ni Wise kaya na-tegi.
Kaya nga akala mo makakatakas na, akala mo walang range yung Barats, pero lumalaki ang range ng isang Barats whenever makakakuha siya ng kanyang stack sa big guy. At ngayon makikita na natin ang double marksman composition ng Blacklist International na nakakalamang sa pagsisiege.
Now, Blacklist International, ito nakakatakot ngayon. Isa sa mga players nila, meron na lang Ice Queen 1. Grabe no, parang kung ako'y nanonood ngayon, hindi ko na rin alam kung sino ba talagang mananalo. Kasi ganun yung ginagawa ng dalawang teams natin. Pares silang dumedepensa. Kung titignan natin yung mapa, pares na nakasira ng inhibitor turret. Pero Blacklist International, since they have the Rafaela, pwede silang maging aggressive. For Delarski, hindi na rin siya ganon kaagad pwede na lumalim. And yung damage kay Baloyski na ngalahati ang buhay.
My God, Blacklist International. They are knocking on the doors of Onyx Philippines. Konting lakad na lang. Pero mukhang sabi nila, bukas na, tigilan muna natin to. They want to defend a little bit, play it a little bit more safer. Dahil siyempre, mas okay talaga pagka sigurado ka sa mga gusto mong gawin. Hatred! Ayaw tigilan ni Edward. Gonna go out with a Shunpo. Mapapa-flicker na rin. And Marky, meron pa siyang ring by waist. Anong meron? Nandito na lahat ng mga tropa ng Blacklist International. At babagsak si Marky. This is bad para sa Onyx Philippines.
Napakasama para sa Onyx Philippines kasi si Marky ang kanilang pinagkukuhanan ng damage. Ngayon, Blacklist International, ang pinaka magiging problema lang nila because ang kanilang mapampasok is si Edward. Ngayon, Onyx Philippines, meron silang bonk from Baloyski pero they have 23 seconds to set up a perfect team fight. Yung Dominant Blast hindi nakatama doon. Nakasilang inhibitor doon.
What? Out of nowhere, Kyrie nakasecure ng kill kay Edward and this signals Blacklist. Back muna tayo.
Back muna tayo, sabi nila Blacklist. Teka lang guys, chill lang muna tayo. Kanina pa tayo parang nakonect tayo ngayon na lahat ng mga galaw natin ay nakadiretso lang. Kami rin dito ni Uomi talaga kung meron na tayong caster scam.
Feeling ko wag.
Wag na. Parang intense eh.
Sobra.
IN10S. Ganon naka-intense yung laban natin. But yeah, ito yung expect natin. Again, this is the World Championship Grand Finals. Dilarsky,
the general, tanking a lot of damage. Oy, Onyx Philippines, napabagsak na ang Reyna. At mukhang bagsak na rin si Kyrie. Numenon Blast on 3. Baloyski nagahanap. Flame shot sa dalawa. Baloyski, hinahanap si Ohe, pero nandyan na si Edward. Nandyan na ang Frost Moon Shield. Ginagalit si Wise. Dilarsky, tumatakas na. Here comes the consecration. Sabi ni Wise, turn muna kay Baloyski. Pero sabi ni Edward, kaya ko na to. Edward, he's gonna take down Baloyski, pero binigay kay Oheb. The Lord is open. It is a 3v4. Blacklist International. They want to take down Dilarsky, but they say, kalma muna tayo!
Kalmalicious muna guys. Blacklist International doon. Ang ganda ng sustain doon ni Edward and even Wise. Talaga hindi sila umalis. Kahit si Oh My B ang namatay during the team fight. Now, Baloyski wanted to zone out the players of Blacklist International. Wait lang, hindi to nas welcome ni Wise. Against Dilarsky dito mga tinutuloy pa rin yung Lord. Sino makakakuha niya?
Marty, no! It's gonna be secured by Wise. At si Oeb, nakipag-swap na rin. Hatred, medyo natamaan ng sniper. The Filipino sniper ang bilis kumasa ng barel. Naghahanap dito si Edward, pero mukhang magbabak na sila.
Grabe ang ipinapakitang resilience ng Blacklist International. Imaginein mo, Onyx kanina ang mas magandang setup play. Pero since meron nga silang mga heroes dito na grabe yung sustain, they have Barats, they have Edward, which is Esmeralda, naging mahirap para sa side ng Onyx Philippines. Ngayon, meron tayong Lord, this is the third Lord of our game. Kaya napilitan ng magbuo ng Immortality. Again, Blacklist International. Kinalaban nila before on Season 8 ang kanilang kalaban ngayon, pero nakataya is the World Championship title. Walang inhibitor turret. Here comes the Lord.
Ito na ang Lord at si Dilarsky. Mukhang delikado. Ito na ang base. Gusto na ng Blacklist International. Match point is waving in front of them. Gusto na ba nilang pumasok sa team fight? Nag-aabang sila. If Feathered Airstrike, the bird, papasok na si Edward. Buhay na buhay pa rin naman. 3 inhibitors down. Will they go for the GG push? Will they go in? Oheb going in for the Dominant Blast. The base is falling down for Onyx Philippines. And it is a match point. A match point for Blacklist International.
Blacklist International. Again, kung ang kanilang hashtag is break the code, ngayon naman ang kanilang ginagawa is breaking the time. Blacklist now at 3-0. Maganda yung depensa ni Baloyski. Pero nandun lahat ng pwedeng damage just to secure that tower push or base push for the team.
Oh my God, you know, that was such an intense game for Blacklist and Onyx Philippines. My only hope is that Onyx Philippines hindi pa crush ang kanilang soul because even with the agents, I don't know kung ganito rin ba ang iniisip nila. But they don't want to see a sweep. I think none of the Filipino people would want to see a 4-0 happen. We want to see a fight. We want to see the greatest Filipino battle of MLBB. But this is it. Blacklist International showing everybody that they are the most dominant team, not just in the Philippines, but in the world.
Blacklist International, grabe yung chemistry na pinakita nila during that game. Yes, Onyx Philippines dumating na sa point na naging activated na yung kanilang mga players, pero nandun ulit tayo sa sinabi ni Coach Ducky kanina. Dalawang teams ay in par in terms of how they play. Ngayon ang tanong na lang kung sinong aangat or kung sino mananalo is kung sino yung ready to go beyond their limit and to claim the crown. Now, Blacklist International, they're one game away on taking the World Championship. Hindi ko na alam, Mi, kung
Man.
ano ba talaga.
Alam mo, sobrang init, hindi lang dito, pero itong laban na to is so important for both teams here. And match point, Blacklist International, one win away from adding the biggest crown in their collection. Can Onyx Philippines secure a longer series? Tignan muna natin kung anong nangyari sa most recent game with the lounge. And of course, our analyst, ang napakatangkad na si TDZ.
Maraming salamat, Omi. Maraming salamat din, Chantel. Grabe, iba ang flex na panakita sa atin ng Blacklist International, securing a 3-0 win against Onyx Philippines. Buti na lang, best of 7 to. Meron pa rin chance ang Onyx Philippines na makuha yung hinahanap nilang tempo at makabawi dito against sa Blacklist International. Pero tingnan natin kung ano nga bang nangyari sa ating game number 1. Onyx Philippines, match na match. Nakakahanap na ng tempo ang Onyx Philippines compared sa previous games natin. Pero ating pag-usapan kung ano nga ba yung nangyari. Again, ang daming sustained heroes dito ng Onyx Philippines. I'm talking about Baloyski and Dilarski. Ginagawa din naman ni Dilarski yung kanyang makakaya to control the space na meron ang Onyx Philippines and also provide vision. But unfortunately, laging nakukuha din, nasusoak din ng damage or yung shields dito ni Edward. And looking at the items here, Oracle plus Enchanted Talisman, then rumekta agad siya ng Dominance Ice. Nakokontrol niya agad yung shielding na binibigay nitong tatlong heroes while soaking it up. So mapansin natin, meron din siyang Ice Queen Wand. And with the help of Oh My Venus, sa kanyang healing, nakakahabol dito yung members ng Blacklist International when it comes to engagement. At nakikita rin natin dito, si Wise pa lang at mid-game, at around mid-game, nakakuha siya ng kill. There was a point na 4-0-2 yung kanyang KDA pagpasok natin ng mid lane. But also with the response from Onyx Philippines, nakakuha din mo sila ng magandang kills dahil na rin sa help dito ni Marky with the Feathered Airstrike. And looking at these items here, Genius Wand, Divine Glaive, after picking up the COD and the Lightning Truncheon, masakit na rin talaga yung damage. And that's also one of the reasons why nakapag-itemize ka agad dito yung Blacklist International, getting the Athena shields that they need para ma-prevent ka agad yung artillery damage na pwedeng ibato ng Onyx Philippines na nagiging problema sa Blacklist International para makapag-push kasi ang lakas ng kanilang counterplay. And again, Blacklist International, with a whopping almost lahat ng members dito ng Blacklist International, maganda yung dinil ng damage. They're able to dish out all of their kills properly and also focusing on one target. Pansin natin dito, Edward with 96k, Oheb with 75k, Weiss with 94k, at kahit si Haji with 74k. Lahat ng damage ng Blacklist International is nasasalo ng Onyx Philippines. And that's also one of the reasons why kung bakit ang hirap i-absorb ng damage dito ni Baloy kasi lahat sinasalo niya. Even though with the upward bulwark or up bulwark, hindi pa rin enough na i-sustain yung damage lalo kapag nakakuha na ng ultimate dito ang Blacklist International. Also, Marky and Kyrie, maganda rin naman yung pwesto dito ni Kyrie, maganda rin naman yung mga performance nila. Kaso most of the time, lagi siya napapunish dahil na rin sa damage output ng Blacklist International. I'm talking about Oheb and Haji. Oheb, with the nice positioning, lagi niya nagagamit yung kanyang superposition and kanyang interference para lang ma-takedown kagad or ma-push back yung mga members ng Onyx Philippines kapag sila yung mag-e-engage. Maganda rin naman yung ginawang pattern dito ng Onyx Philippines, again with the damage to towers, 21k. But with just one Lord take, with just one Lord fight, na-control ka agad or na-stop ng Blacklist International yung momentum ng Onyx Philippines and causing them to collapse. And unti-unti na nga nakabawi dito yung Blacklist International. And for our MVP of the game, we have the baby boy Edward Balboa, gamit ang kanyang Esmeralda with 547 KDA, 60% kill participation, and 682 GPM. Pero isa sa mga pinaka-noticeable dito na nakikita ko is yung Ice Queen 1 pickup. Lagi siya yung humaharabas sa members ng Onyx Philippines at napupush out niya lahat yung mga members and also dealing damage as well. And maganda rin yung falling star moon position dito ni Edward. Lagi siya nakakahuli ng dalawa. Kung sakaling isa lang ang nahuhuli niya, it was to stop the channeling spells na meron ang Onyx Philippines. Tingnan natin yung graph dito. Again, early game at this point, hawak ng Blacklist International yung laro. Nakakita tayo na nakakakuha ng magandang exchange yung Blacklist International dahil na rin sa Wise, sa barrats ni Wise. Lagi siya nakakahanap ng Detona's Welcome. Hindi rin nakaka-timing dito si Beloyski ng kanyang up bulwark para ma-counter yung Detona's Welcome. So it's always a secured kill. Even though na nakukuha ng Onyx Philippines yung mga objective, yung 2 out of 3 sa Turtle and isang Lord, nakakahanap pa rin sila because of the way how Wise and also the rest of the crew were able to get their farm. And at this point, meron din namang bawi ang Onyx Philippines, but with just one clash, nung time na nakahanap ng tiyempo ang Blacklist International to control the fight or even almost wiping out Onyx Philippines, nag-slope down na naman ulit at pumunta sa side ng Blacklist International. At this point, naipapansin natin na yung Lord number 2 and Lord number 3 is nakuha na ng Blacklist International. Ang dami nilang ways to zone out the members. Especially yung missile expert dito ni Wise, lagi siya nakaka-control. And also the positioning of Blacklist International, they're always focusing on zoning out the members of Onyx Philippines. Kaya hindi nila sila nakaka-contest nung latter part of the game. Ibang klase ang pinakita ng Blacklist International. Sabi natin kanina, almost the same play style nung ginagawa nila nung season number 8. And they're just proving na hindi natin kailangan mag-iba ng play style. Stick lang tayo sa basics, dun tayo kung saan natin nakasanayan. And it's really proving us that Blacklist International is really effective with their current play style at solid pa rin ang kanilang UBI strategy. Onyx Philippines, isang game na lang. Kailangan nilang bumawi at makahanap ng buwelo. Since this is a best of 7, there's still a lot of opportunity to go and go for a comeback. At syempre, wala tayong highlights ngayon. Ituro muna natin sa ating lounge para mas lalong mapag-usapan kung anong nangyari nung game number 3.
Ang lakas ng Blacklist International, pinapakita nila kung bakit sila ang naging kampiyon. Back-to-back champions natin dito sa MPLPH. Pero, alam nyo guys, yung score ng series so far, hindi siya reflective ng galawan sa laro eh. Because all games so far, sobrang close.
Yeah.
Sobrang close.
I agree. And, hindi nangyari yung nangyari sa amin. Which is 2 and then biglang nabawi ng Burmese goal. So this is looking pretty good for Blacklist and looking pretty grim for Onyx PH. Honestly, in my opinion, they need to adjust the drafting pattern ng Onyx PH. Because right now, they're doing their traditional draft, which is, it worked with previous teams, but it looks like it does not work against Blacklist. So I think they need to look into that. But right now, so far as gameplay is concerned, there's nothing wrong with what the players are doing inside of Onyx PH. It's just that the drafting pattern is somehow leaning towards Blacklist in this series.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to see.
Parang nag-thesis deepin si Daki dun sa...
Oo nga.
Umugo nga yung ilong ko eh.
Umugo yung ilong ko eh.
Cum laude. Matik cum
Sabi ko,
laude.
Dax, no-dan lang eh. Hindi walang dugo na ilong eh.
I do agree. Parang somewhat yung mga nangyayari in the game is decided na kapag dating dun sa may draft. Parang alam mo yun, Onyx, anong ginagawa mo? Parang Onyx PH is always put in a tight spot just because yung heroes, yung capabilities na meron dito yung Blacklist International. Tsaka din talaga, si Jomar to. Si Jomar talaga.
Rod Mark's joining us here on the lounge.
Yeah, by the way, sorry I'm late. Onyx PH, I've seen them really play under pressure before.
Yeah.
In the past, in the whole of the tournament so far, this is the most pressure they've ever been. And I think this is going to be reflective of what they need. Ito yung mga kailangan nila para mapakita at mapatunayan na deserving sila champion. Kasi nangyari to nung Season 8 where almost undefeated, then Blacklist, they had a hard time. If you really want to claim the throne, if you want to claim the throne of the world right now, you need to prove to us that you can handle the pressure, that you can outmaneuver Blacklist right now. And again, very important on the draft. I think I totally agree with what Docky said as well.
Yeah. I think what's good about Onyx Philippines is we've seen them battle from MPL Season 8 na on games such as tight as this, kailangan talaga nila i-initiate yung reset na tinatawag nila, as mentioned by Miko kanina. And one of the things that nagiging factor nila is yung coach nila, si Coach Yeb, was giving a lot of positive vibes to give more, kumbaga, dagdag pat on the back. Because at this moment in time, what they need, kumbaga sabi nga ni Coach Ducky, there's no problem with the draft. All they need to do is to keep themselves together and make it all better. At the same time, they need to close their windows for opportunities na pwede pumasok ang Blacklist International.
Yeah. Blacklist International, though, one of the best teams of closing out game, closing out series. Yan ang trend na nakikita natin dito sa series na to. It always feels like one big opening that they find. Blacklist just finds a way to end the game. Game number 3 yung nangyari. It was just one Lord fight that went wrong. Yeah. Blacklist International ended the game. That's why they're back-to-back champs. That's why, ano na yung tali ngayon? Ilang series lang natalo ng Blacklist for 2021? 5 or 6 series? 5. Blacklist International have just lost 5 series this entire year.
Yep. Very characteristic din naman sa ginagawa nila dito. I call them PH conquerors for a reason.
Yeah.
Na they're trying, well, they did dominate na yung other countries yung international scene. And right now, dito laban sa Onyx PH, they're showing us kung bakit nga ba sila yung nag-dominate din ng local scene. Kumbaga, this is a trip down memory lane. Yeah. Pinapaalala natin sa kanila kung bakit sila yung pinakamalakas dito. Yeah. At they're one win away from proving that they are the best in the world. So, alam mo yun, medyo nakakakilabot. But still, for Onyx naman, I think this is the time where you need to dig deep eh.
Oh.
The pressure is on. One win away, isang pagkakamali lang, yung championship na yon pwede nang tanggalin sa inyo. Yeah. So, they have to dig deep.
Speaking of a trip down memory lane, there was a grand finals match back in MPL Philippines Season 4. Onyx Philippines were in the lead in that series, and they lost that series. Sun Sparks eventually would go on to become back-to-back champions, and, well, they would turn it around. Onyx, if they want to make a comeback here, they need to channel a certain energy to somehow make a comeback. But Blacklist International just need to keep being Blacklist. So sila pala yung casters. Casters, kaya na.
Kaibigan, ang Shibu, we the one for a night. At ako naman si Manchin. At kami, ang Manchin Brutale.
It's all about humanity.
Ladies and gentlemen, live mula sa Grand Sky Studio, Eastwood City, this is the main event! I am Shibu with the one for a night.
At ako naman si Manjin.
At kami ang Manjin Tandem.
It is time once again. Napakarami nang nangyari sa buong mundo. Nagsimula ang 2020, nag-2021 at ngayon, isa na lang ay tatapusin na ba ng Blacklist International ang buhay ng Onyx Philippines or mangyayari kaya muli ang comeback of all comebacks? Na alam naman, ano ba naman to?
anong oras na rin?
Anong oras na rin kasi eh. Kumbaga, nangyari. Biruin mo nung January 2021. Nung January 2021, nabuo ang Blacklist International. Nagkaroon ng tinatawag na The Swapiru.
Okay.
The Swapiru.
Lumipat?
Nagkalipatan.
Okay.
At simula noon na isusulat ang code ng Blacklist International, dominating since the beginning of the year. At gusto nilang tapusin to ng isang mabilis na 4-0.
Sobrang aligaw nga mula sa mga nakaraang MPLPH mga kaibigan. At ngayon nga, ang Blacklist International, though coming from the lower bracket of this M3, napakalakas na pinapakita dito sa ating Grand Finals.
Napakalakas talaga. Maraming nagsasabi na itong Grand Finals ay pwedeng umabot nga ba ng Game 7. Pero sabi ng Blacklist, hindi na natin to pwedeng paabutin ng ganon. Kasi nangyari ang storya nila nung gitna nung taon na shoutouts of course to Execration na nakuha ng Execration mismo yung kampyonato na gusto nila. But then again, doon mismo sa status nila na pinost nila sa FB, sinulat nila, nilista nila pre.
Yeah, pre.
Nilista nila ang M3.
May mata pa.
May mata pa nga. Pero mo ang storya nitong Blacklist lower bracket, tol, max pwedeng umabot ng 35 games para mag-champion.
Hindi man. Eto, napakalaki ng kasigahan ngayon ng mga agents natin. At kaya naman, sa mga nanonood ngayon.
Ay, ayan pa naman ang gusto ko, yung mga nanonood ngayon sa mga bahay nila eh.
If you are watching this, if you haven't shared this broadcast, kung hindi nyo pa ito na ipapamalita sa lahat ng inyong mga kapamilya, inyong mga kilala, what is happening again is a finals between Philippines against Philippines.
Familiar faces, Shinbu. Alam ko, pamilyar to. Pamilyar na pamilyar. Ang nangyari, si Dlarsky, si Baloyski ay nandito, si Venus, si Wise. Tandang-tanda ko, paano unang beses natin nakilala? Ginulantang nila yung buong MLBB eh.
Totoo yan, Tol. Onyx din yun.
Onyx din yun eh. Onyx din ang pangalan nun eh. At kaya ngayon with the draft na nakikita natin, kitang-kita mo sa mukha ng Onyx Philippines na dismayado sila nung mga nakaraang games. Alam ko, nanonood ka kanina, tapos parang kumukul ka pa, nagtimpi yung Esmeralda, Dlarsky. Kala mo naman talaga.
Kala mo naman no?
Oo eh.
Kala mo naglalaro ng Esmeralda.
Si Lina lang naman alam mo, huwag tayo maglokohan. Kaya tignan mo yung mukha ngayon ni Baloyski. Alam ko, isa ka sa mga natutuwa talaga sa mga players na alam mo yung pumapalag hanggang dulo talaga.
Yes, hanggang dulo talaga. At talagang gumagawa ng paraan by hook or by crook in grabbing that instance for win. An example like si Balowski nga, known for his Natalia, no? And for his clutch plays on Onyx good sweep doon sa ating upper bracket, no?
Napakaganda ng storya. If ever man ang reverse. Man makuha ni Baloyski. Pero kasi tignan mo rin yung itsura ni Wise dito, pare. Tignan mo, alam mo naman, may atraso pa tayo kay Wise.
Oo nga, bro.
Naalala mo yun eh.
Atraso pala natin yun.
Atraso natin yun. Pauli, nag-i-inside joke si Kuya Wise.
Ay, sabi ni
Kuya
Manny
Manji
Wise.
naman, nung season 4 kasi dami niyong alam eh. Nung anon pa siya eh.
Ganun ba yung boses talaga?
Oo, medyo Kuya Manji naman eh. Dami niyong alam eh. Momentum tuloy, nawala tuloy. Gumanon eh. ang dami nangyari. Kumbaga, biruin mo champion na ang Pilipinas, Bren Esports, up until MLBB countries. Really, no, Shin? MLBB country eh.
Indeed. And ito na talagang patunay. Nasa bansa, na, alam mo yun, among all many countries, andito tayo ngayon on this finals, no? Now, heading on to this running draft, paring Tol, we are already in the midway phase. Of course, finish up with the first phase ng ating ban rotation and now going on to this second phase. Ano ang nostra mo sa first pickups niya?
Ang nostra ko kasi dito, bakbakan kung bakbakan. Nagkanakawan. Kanina, yung Barats ay napunta kay Quiz Wise. Tapos ngayon, isa sa mga parang pinaka-favorite na pinipili ngayon na ginigitna or ginugold lane is the Beatrix. Kasi ang uso ngayon, Kuya Shinbu, one item pa lang sa hero mo, dapat bakbakan na. Dati kasi nung panahon mo, two items
talaga. Mga clutch pa yun. Lalo pa, ang laki kasi nung emphasis pagdating doon sa mga energy shields, napakaraming resources talaga to the point that you cannot delay your second core item. First core item pa lang, there are so many resources to be taken away that you cannot really rest and farm still for that second item. You run the risk of losing those energy shields, all those resources early on.
And people right now, hindi lang din yung Blacklist, maging yung Amasin natin, ay alam na rin laruin yung early resources na sinasabi natin. Yung energy shields, yung mga objectives, yung purple, yung orange, alam na nila paano laruin yung mga yan. Kaya isa ang Blacklist at isa ang Onyx sa na-master ang objective taking. Nagkaroon pa nga sila dito ng parang ng parang yin-yang.
Okay.
Kumbaga nasa other side of the spectrum, yung blacklist na sama-sama puwersa. Sama apat, iwan isa.
Iwan isa. Ganun pala tingin mo, pre.
Ganun ang technique. Tapos yung sa Onyx naman, split type.
Split type.
Alam mo naman ang mga split type. Madali ikabit ang split type. Maliit ang butas.
Yapi, oo. Pero may impact pa rin kahit malayo sa kwarto.
May impact pa rin ang split type.
Kita-kita talaga yung split type kanina, si Hatred, no?
Diba?
Sapul na sapul yung pagka-split type niya on that running show. Tingnan natin ngayon.
At speaking of split type, mukhang Rafaela at merong Farsa. So magiging mabilis ang takbo ng Onyx Philippines. Usually kasi kapag meron kang Barats, kailangan mo pa ng isang pangtakbo eh. Kailangan mo ng a-assist sa kanya para makahabol siya. Kasi malaki ang paa ng Barats pero mabagal tumakbo.
Kahit ano, no? Kahit T-Rex.
Kahit T-Rex man. Kaya nagwa-war axe pa yan. Legit yan. Oo, ganyan yan.
Actually ako, natutuwa lang ako, yung play din dito ng mga coaches natin. Wise has been known to run towards this M3 finals,
Ay, gusto
no?
ko yan.
Itong ating World
Gusto ko yan.
Championship.
Gusto ko yan.
Na, alam mo yun, laging marksman. And he has been emphasized on being a very, very safe and stable marksman para sa lineup nila. Pero dahan-dahan nakikita mo yung transition na naman ni Wise patungo doon. Minsan may Bane nga na pick, di ba? Like on the match against BTK.
Yeah.
And kanina, nag-manifest ni Stellar ang kanyang Barats, di ba?
Yung kanyang Barats pa ay talagang ay talagang napakalupit din. Plus, men, isa sa mga nauna sa Pilipinas syempre may mga iba namang nauna, pero isa sa mga nauna sa tournaments, of course, na ginamit ang Pakito jungle ay si Wise din.
No?
So pinatunayan ni Wise sa buong mundo, na anong assassin, laos na yan.
Laos na yan.
Ang pinatunayan mismo ng Blacklist International na kapag kaya mong i-run yung buong lineup mo, kahit sino pang jungle mo, kahit ano pang hero, basta't kabisado nyo yung buong laro, mananalo at mananalo kayo.
Lalim ng hero pool.
Lalim ng hero pool.
Without doubt, no? Yun ang pinapakita ngayon ng Blacklist International, mga kaibigan. Not to mention the stellar call as well, coming in from Oh My Venus. We are now completing up the picks para sa mga players natin. Para sa ng Onyx PH, is gonna be the YSS at inilabas na ang stellar na hindi nagpapatalo, ang pinakamatibay na sandigan na Natalia sa buong bansa on Baloyski.
The Championship Natalia Season 5 MPL after nung umalis si Baloyski at napunta sa Sunsparks.
Yeah.
Ikaw mismo ang nag-call nito nung split na nangyari mismo nung Season 5 na yun.
Indeed, man. I'm really excited kasi, alam mo yun, pag ito nilabas na ni Baloyski, hindi naman sinasabi nating sure win, pero mas flexible, mas mataas ang presence at syempre, napaka-unique lang talaga ng pagdadala ng Natalia ito onto the side of Onyx PH. I haven't seen any player that can go toe-to-toe on handling a Natalia katulad kay Baloyski.
Sila lang talaga.
Sila lang.
At alam mo ba, ano pa yan, may binago pa dyan, pinahirap yung silence mechanic niyan. Dati kasi madali lang pindutin yung silence. Pro si Baloy. Sabi niya, ano mahirap? Napakadali lang naman ito. At ito kasi ang problema, pare, kapag meron kang Natalia. Meron kang anxiety sa buong mapa.
Totoo.
Totoo. Kasi hindi mo makikita eh. Kumbaga, lagi ka dapat aware
Lagi
kung
kang
saan.
may iniisip.
Lagi kang may iniisip. Alam mo, ikaw, feeling ko marami ka na rin iniisip lately.
Isang taon din.
Isang taon din
na nag-isip.
Alam mo guys, sa mga kababayan nating mga Pilipino na laging may iniisip bago sila matulog, lagi nyo tatandaan, magiging okay din ang lahat.
Kaya nyo yan. Sa mga minamahal nating kapatid, of course, na naapektuhan ng bagyong Odette.
Ay, oo nga, stay safe sa ating lahat.
Kapit tayo. Dahil sama-sama tayong babatiin pa rin ang Pasko kasama ating mga pamilya. Kaya kapit lang kayo. Kahit kami dito sa M3, dito sa Mobile Legends, ay kasama nyo kaming, of course, saying our thoughts and prayers for everyone, for every Filipino people. This is it. Game number 4, ladies and gentlemen, between Onyx PH versus Blacklist International. Diving into the land of dawn, this is the M3 Grand Finals.
Is this the final game? Gumame dito ang Onyx ng Vision, plus you have the damage output as well on the mid-game. Marquee Gold Lane Farsa. I like it. Makakapag-farm ka kagad, makakakuha ka kagad dito ng gold, gagana agad yung lineup nyo. And the fact na meron kang Natalia, it also complements the Mountain Shocker. So madali kayong makakakuha ng pick-off.
Isang chingas mula kay Baloyski, isang kalmot mula doon sa ating Natalia. Babagsakan ka talaga ng langit. Again, removing the metaphors here, ang ganda talaga ng Farsa out to the gold lane kasi we're rushing the first items din eh.
Oo, rush talaga kagad yan. Kumbaga rush B.
Rush B.
Rush B ka kagad. Kaso ang problema dito, rush B din talaga ang Blacklist International. You have the double marksman setup. Nakita natin to kanina ng mga previous game.
Indeed.
Nathan plus Beatrix. Parehas carriers ng heavy damage artilleries plus ang bilis ng push capability, Shibu. Oo, kaya nang dahil dito, if ever you are Blacklist, dapat aware ka na lamang din kayo late game. So habang tumatagal ang laro, nagiging confident this time ang Blacklist International.
Not to mention yung composition nila, talagang bagay na bagay sa isang team na naka-actually kuha ng 3-0 sa isang series. They have the Joe, they have the Paquito. Ito yung malakas mang puwersa ng mga lineup eh. Just look at that. Makikita mo yung poke downs na pwedeng gawin nila. Kanina si Haji nakakuha ng isa. Doon sa may mid lane natin, yung also si even the likes of Wise poking it out against that Farsa.
Ayun nga eh, si Wise this time, si Wise ang nag-natan.
Pisor.
Medyo na clickbait eh, no?
Chingas,
may onting chingas pala dito. Kanina, ang pagkakaalam ko, Haji was using the Beatrix. Ito yung kalakasan ng Blacklist International. May mga heroes kasi sila, Shin, na kaya nilang mag-switching. Kaya nilang i-bait. Alam mo, ito yung gagamitin ko.
Line up na meron kang Wise, line up na meron kang Oh My B. Oh my God, nakuha ka agad si Hatred dyan. 2-0 na ngayon ng mga taga-Blacklist na nakapwesto pa sa may turtle natin. Haji is also on the line. Palapit na sila dito kaagad. Turtle agad na nakuha ng Blacklist.
Okay.
Medyo sila.
Medyo rumaharat-rat na si Oheb. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Beatrix na maagang magiging online on this killing spree, level 5. Medyo nakakatakot yan. Nauso na kasi sa ML ngayon yung mga sniper. Parang ganyan, off-cam kill, Shin.
3-0 mga tol. If you want to emphasize doon kung gano'ng kalaki ang lamang ngayon ng Blacklist, there is the gold lead. Emphasize there, 880 on our screen. Actually, nag-fluctuate patungong 900. Sitting onto the 1K full core lead ng Blacklist International.
Ayun nga, tignan mo pa naman, Shin. Sabi ko sa inyo, laban agad na parang ganyan, di ba? At level 1, kailangan matuto na kayo kagad mag-rotate. Look at this, may switch na gagawin, but this time, sabi ni Venus, pasok tayo.
Masyado panganib yun. Baka pwede ka malata doon. You got Oh My Venus here. Who's able to get a flicker out. Down patungo doon sa may pixel brush. Ang ganda naman ng takas dyan. At walang casualty makukuha ng mga taga-Onyx PH. So okay lang. Okay lang. Ang galing ni Oh My B.
Galing ni Oh My B. Lumipad kagad yung Matilda Airlines. Pinakitaan lahat ng mga bansang lumipad. Pabalik sa kanilang bansa. Pinakitaan lang kagad.
Lipad. Kaya mong lumipad.
Oh My Venus. Isa sa mga talagang kilalang Matilda users na dagdag pa sa kanyang arsenal. Dati Estes ang nakita natin noong panahon eh.
Actually, sa mga panahon din sa upper bracket na nakikita kong lamay yung Onyx PH at nilalaro ng Natalia, dapat nandun si Baloyski eh. Diba? Parang pang finisher moves. So medyo talagang iba ngayon. Guys, hindi natin sugarcoat. Blacklist International has a very, momentous lead. Even sa game number 4.
Tsaka medyo kumalma si Hatred dito eh. Kasi ang gamit niya ngayon is the Rafaela. Usually, si Hatred, siya yung agresibong mage. Minsan may chow pa siya. So sabi ng Onyx dito, saglit, baka kailangan nating huminga. Baka kailangan nating mag-inhale.
Totoo.
Inhale, exhale. Minsan sa buhay, kailangan mo ng ganun eh.
Iba kasi talaga din ang naging kwento ng finals natin, paring Manjin. You have a PH versus PH final, so parang ang naging vibes mo, parang kalaban mo, kapitbahay mo lang eh. May familiarity na kayo sa isa't isa, pero kailangan ma-remind ang mga taga-Onyx PH ng kanilang pinaglalabanan, World Championship.
World Championship to. Diba? Actually, yun nga yung ayaw mangyari muli ng Blacklist International. Nung nakalaban nila yung Exe nun, ayaw nila na parang mamani in the bank sila. Na nakuha na nila yung briefcase eh. Tapos biglang tumunog yung team song ng Exe. Ngayon, tignan natin kung kayang gawin yun ulit ng Onyx. Kasi biruin mo yung Onyx 9-0 sa upper bracket all. Tapos ngayon pinapalagpag sila na parang ganyan.
Nakuha si Omay doon. Maganda yung lapag ni paring Hatred. Aba, may emote pang nasama kahit 3-0 na silang behind.
Automatic kasi yan. Automatic
kasi part ng combo.
Naka-config yan.
Naka-config pala sa cellphone. Yun naman mga kaibigan. Hatred doon. Atras ngayon. Haji to the forward side. And the burst. Hindi pa tapos ang ating laban.
Tuloy pa rin ang laban as Larsky will glue the flicker out. This is Haji with the kick. Haji with the kick. Sabay nung wala si Marky. 3 are down.
Hindi sana sumunod si Dilarsky. Of course, it's gonna be the take on tower mid. And still the lead of Blacklist is big 3.6.
Man, ito na talaga ang bagong uso ngayon. Yung pass, face, early game na ginagawa ng Blacklist International. Speed lang, tol.
Speed lang, tol. Coming in mula sa lower bracket. Fighting here. The team that has been sweeping the upper bracket. Onyx PH.
Oo nga eh.
Kakaiba yung pinapakita ngayon. Sa PH versus PH match.
Hindi makatapat sa bilis ang Onyx Philippines. Paring Shinbu, kumbaga mas mabilis pa sila sa Pastar. Mabilis pa sila sa Quick.
Mas malakas pa sila sa Stronger.
Mas malakas pa sila sa Stronger.
At mas okay pa sila sa Better.
Better na better talaga. 1-6 6 kills for the side of Blacklist International. Tuloy-tuloy ang aggression. Ito yung mga gustong ito yung mga gustong laban talaga eh. Yung tinatrap nila ang Onyx Philippines. Hindi nila tinitigilan, Shinbu.
Nag-aantay lang sana ako dito ng Baloyski moment. Si Hatred emote pa rin.
Configyan.
Pero huli ka, Betchin. Si Baloyski dito, tinanggalan ng kutsara. At lalayo na lamang ang mga membro dito ng Onyx PH. As you see them really dominating it. Even if they don't see Baloyski, alam nila saan nanggagaling yung order.
Alam talaga nila. Parang kabisado na rin kasi nila eh. Ang dami na rin kasing VODs eh. Alam mo naman, fan tayo ng mga VODs. Ang dami ng mga YouTube VODs na kinuha yung mga picture ng mga players at nilagay na yung title na Baloyski ganito. O may Venus ganito. Ang dami na lang napanood. Kabisado na nila yung rotation ni Baloyski.
1-7, tol.
Oo, tol.
On a World Finals here, game number 4. Wag na natin tingnan yung score. It's actually yung 5.7K on the gold lead.
At eto na kasi yung panahon, Shinbu, na nag-call na ang Blacklist International ng ube time. At 5 minutes, binanggit natin to kanina, nagsama-sama silang 4, tapos biglang may mahihiwalay na isa. Magpa-farm lang si Wise ng magpa-farm. This is Onyx na kailangan ng disiplina. Ito yung literal na disiplinang Pilipino. Hindi pwedeng umasim. Baloyski, hindi rin siya makakuha ng kill dito kagad eh.
Yeah, and we are still sitting on the third turtle timer. Tingnan niyo yung mga icons doon sa upper left there. You also see 3-0 na kagad doon sa turtle points. Ngayon, yung clicker ni Dilaski, nilamon, tapos makikita mo, iluluwa doon sa may under the turret. It's gonna be a clip there with Haji.
Tuloy-tuloy pa rin. Nice pick para kay Dilaski this time. Ang bawal lang mangyari for Blacklist International is mag-overextend. Double marksman sila. Pag double marksman, alam mo naman, medyo malambochi pa rin, di ba? So medyo, kailangan nilang respetuhin dito yung burst damage. Yishun Shin has the shocker, has the crits, may execute si Baloyski, meron ding par sa feathered airstrike.
Ang init nila, Baloyski sa may pinakailalim, tapos nawala yung silence natin. There's still a very nice follow-up mula dito sa ating Hatred on the Forza. Kung sino na kagad nagawa nila, double kill pa ang nakuha ng ating Natalia. Napakalinis nakuha ng Onyx PH.
Napakalinis din na feathered airstrike ni Marky. Medyo bad boy.
Pwede pa pwersahin yan, paring Manjin.
Lalaban ka to.
Down in the mid, susubok nilang ilaban. Wise sa may pinakaharapan. Dilarsky also zoning it out. Of course, so-called teamwork na lang yan luwa. Uy, meron pa yatang magpapakuha. It's gonna be Edward. No, hindi na. Okay.
Napakagandang respeto mula sa dalawang kupunan. 4-7 is the scoreline. Hindi binitawan ng Blacklist International yung kanilang mid lane. They know na wala ng feathered airstrike. They know na kayang-kaya na actually ni Wise din na i-clear out yung mid.
May konting offset din. Kanina 5.6. Ngayon, nasa 4.2, 2.9 yung lead.
Oo, palag na.
May konting mga punishment na nakukuha ngayon dito yung Onyx. Pero alam natin na medyo kulang nga si Oheb.
Pre. Yun ang kailangan bantayan ng Blacklist. Yung pasabog ni Marky. Alam mo ba si Marky na ngayon ang binansagang bagong bad boy ng MPL?
Bakit?
Oo.
Bakit siya bagong bad boy?
Men, tignan mo na. Ayun, na-deads tuloy. Binati mo kasi. Na-deads tuloy. Kasi si Marky, kung ganun pumasok siya, may swag na agad eh. May swag na kagad. Tapos talagang na-activate siya pag pinagamit mo siya ng mga marksmen, sa mga ganyan. Tapos, yung attitude niya towards game, pag nag-init na, alam mo yun?
Well, maganda bitaw ni Marky nga doon sa kanyang farsa. No? Remember, sitting here at 2-2-1, fully elated towards early burst, especially yung kanyang spell, yung kanyang emblem dito. Now, tingnan natin sa ating mapa. We got Blacklist International already positioning himself towards that Lord. Hindi, actually malayo sila Kyrie. Mukhang bigay ito.
Level 1 Lord to. Tignan mo yung kalakasan ng Nathan, paring Shin. Kung gaano kalupit yung theory of everything, yung mga bumabounce sa mga sago.
Bounce. Edward. Aray. Okay, mali ang pinasukan na liga. Ang ganda ng further there strike. Habang, doon pa rin si Baloy.
Walang ibang option yung Onyx Philippines dito, Shin, kundi hintayin yung feather strike proc. Kailangan nila dito na magandang kuha, magandang setup doon sa dila ni Dilarsky. Tapos, makakuha sila dito ng magandang mga paputok na meron si Marky. Kasi si Marky lang yung pag-asa nila eh. Every cooldown of the feathered airstrike is important for Onyx PH.
May impacts.
Oo, may impacts.
Yun talaga sa laruang ito, mga kaibigan. Maganda rin yung mid-shield na ginagawa ni Dilarsky doon. Wise is there. Marky gonna be the first one to be down dito. At sinubukan mang indahin nyo ni Marky. Siya ang namaalam. We have Dilarsky naman. Natatakas na lang dyan as the chase down is done by the Blacklist International. Still, Baloyski, mga kaibigan, is trying to get that opportunity to get in Blacklist International, who's going for the push dito sa inhibitor turret.
Oheb nyo, gigil na naman. This is Haji once again with the knock-up. Meron bang dila? Hindi na makakadila kasi lalo kaputol.
Nako.
Meanwhile,
Nako, dumidiretso to. Kumukuha pa rin ng touch si paring Baloyski. Alam naman ng mga taga-Blacklist International na hindi nila kailangan magmadali. Pero baka merong minion wave na makakalapit sila doon sa base. Nagparamdam si Baloyski, medyo nataranta. Tignan mo na wala na rin siyang kasama. It's gonna be a 4v5 situation under the base dito ng Onyx PH. And now the rotation coming in from Blacklist International sa may bottom lane.
Hindi makapag-jogging-jogging si Paloyski, paring Shinbu. Todo pawis na siya doon sa bandang sa likod. Wala siya ma-pick up. But meanwhile, that is the overextension mula kay Edward. Towers are falling down sa loob ng base ng Onyx Philippines.
Lakas ng Blacklist International sa larong ito. Mga kaibigan, 2 tore lamang ang nakuha sa kanila. Already knocking down the 2 turrets here as well. On the inhib side ng Onyx PH.
Wala. Yung lineup kasi ng Onyx, gusto sana nila psychohin yung Blacklist sa umpisa eh. Kasi Natalia pick sila eh. Kumbaga kung ikaw si Baloy, nilabas mo na yung alam mo yung kapag si Yami Yugi, ilalabas niya na si Dark Magician, nilabas niya na dito, nilabas niya na yung kanyang Pikachu. Kaso walang nangyari.
Nilabas na ang Pikachu, pre.
Nilabas na ang Pikachu.
Mula sa Yu-Gi-Oh!
Mula sa Yu-Gi-Oh! Ibang mundo yun. Pero nang dahil dito, look at this. Baloyski is totally shut it down.
At kailangan nilang mag-sync ng mabuti. Mga kaibigan, World Championship pa rin ito. They're gonna be catching down the long lane para kay Baloyski. Baloyski! Handa na ang ulam mo! Let's see here! That's gonna be Edward knocking forward. Baloyski na palayo and dash down. Walang sagot ang mga membro ngayon ng Onyx PH.
Hindi na siya nakapag-sidestep. Inabangan ng Blacklist International si Baloy. Si Baloy nawala ng apoy.
Apoy, pre. Wala ka ng apoy.
Umuwi ka na lang.
Umuwi ka lang, boy. Delarski here, speaking of umuwi na lang, mga ating batang general ay makakatakas may pinakataas. Ladies and gentlemen, naglalaro pa si Edward sa may bandang baba. That's gonna be a collapse here sa mga membro ng Onyx PH. Edward will be playing ngayon, pero Delarski, very big health bar. It won't be enough. Naging 1-for-1. Nahuli si Edward.
Nahuli si Edward, pero sinasabi dito ng Blacklist International, wag nyo nang sabihin na mausang comebacks. This is Kyrie na nahuli ng tatlo. Kailangan na ata magtimong ng mga agent, Shinbu. Dahil naaamoy na nila. If you smell...
That's it! That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Isa na lamang ang natitira. Alam na nila at huwag kayong magtataka kasi walang mas malakas na bansa. Walang mas malupit. At alam nyo naman, pagdating sa M3, ang Pilipinas, champion lang ulit!
The Blacklist Dynasty continues!
That's it!
Nananatiling kampiyon! Nailista na! Blacklist International!
A very dominating performance here by the lead team of the Agents in the biggest stage of MLBB.
Hindi na sila pumayag na maulit ang nakaraan. It's been a rough journey for Bonchan, for Dexstar. Uncle Eson is also finally a champ, an international champ.
Wow! Thank you very much,
Venus
Leo,
and Wise,
Wolf, Marco,
Edward,
amazing stuff,
and Oheb coming
myself,
in.
Joaquin Gomez,
in this journey,
congratulations to Blacklist, but also
Second World Championship
where are our friends
ng bansang Pilipinas.
PH, guys,
This is a statement.
Big round of applause for Onyx Philippines. You have done a remarkable job.
Buong
to
broadcast
get
natin
this
sinasabi
far.
ang salitang respect.
Respect.
At ngayon, yung respect ay nakatatak mismo.
From fellow
Respetuhin nyo ang kampiyon. Blacklist International.
Whatever you're watching right now, if you're in the Philippines, drink it in. This is your region, being the #1 in the world.
Wala na.
Ang
lupit na. Kailangan na lang natin magdiwang.
In the
Blacklist, well deserved.
They are rivals, but in here they are true friends. Representing Philippines.
Grabe.
Onyx Philippines and Blacklist
This is the first time na nagkaroon ng
International.
sweep.
There they are, showing
Sa
love for
M-Series.
each other, showing appreciation because they understand what it takes to get this far, to bring each other to the top.
What a story it is for Blacklist International, of course,
Nung
coming
M1
back from the lower bracket.
This is the same
and our friends over at Onyx
four
PH,
people.
they were doing
Dlar,
so well.
Baloyski,
so well. I don't
Venus
think
Wise.
officially, or rather,
Oh my.
personally speaking, I don't think there are anyone who are losers today. It's a win for the Philippines.
Mukhang nag-enjoy
It's a
lang
win
din
for
talaga
both
silang
Onyx
dalawa,
PH
no?
As well as Blacklist International. But officially, there needs to
endeavor
be
ng bansa
one
siya.
title
Oh,
of
yeah.
world
It's about
champion. That one
being
goes to
number one.
Blacklist.
Being number
And
one,
right
being
now
number
for
one.
Onyx PH,
Being number
thank
one.
you
Number one
very
country.
much, Onyx.
Thank you,
Pilipinas.
Onyx Philippines!
Those are all Filipinos, man.
Grabe, 10 Pinoy.
10 Pinoy, tol.
10 Pinoy. Gawin mo ng siyam na, gawin mo ng 12 na Pinoy. Damay mo na yung 6 man. Nandyan din si Bill.
Interviews await you, but Mara,
Pati si Mara pala.
Si Mara.
13 mo na.
For the past few weeks here in Singapore,
I'm so speechless right now, Sheen.
91 plus 4 matches in total. That
It's
means
Blacklist
95.
beginning this year.
Congratulations to our
Wala sila sa ano eh, wala sila sa radar, pare.
Blacklist
Shoutcasters, analysts, there is
Now,
hindi
to
pangalan nila yung
officiate
sinisigaw.
the award ceremony,
At ngayon,
may I please invite up on stage
mukhang next
Managing
year.
Director of Moonton
next year?
Esports, Mr. Lucas Mao.
Sila na talaga. Wala nang doubts.
We got new world champions.
Wala nang pagtataka.
Wala nang pagtataka.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen,
Venus!
in this moment, for the awarding ceremony, let's give the honor now para sa ating lounge, mga tol. Para sama-sama tayong tunghayan.
Isa pong karangalan makapagbigay sa inyo na magandang laban. Ako po si Manjin.
I'm si Buwido One for a night.
At kami po ang Manjin Tandem Pilipinas. Magdiwang tayong lahat. Congratulations sa Blacklist International. Pasa na natin sa lounge.
Keep the combo going. Of course, oh my, Venus, go get your medal. Up next, Wise, go get your medal, buddy.
Oheb!
Yeah, congratulations! Best in the world! It's not just Blacklist International. Welcome to the Blacklist Empire! Undefeated in the grand finals ng M3. And I'm sure we have someone here who's very proud right now.
Dexter, you deserve this medal.
Hindi ko alam sabihin ko sa totoo lang. Kanina ko pa gusto sumigaw pero naiya ako sa inyong lahat eh.
Sabayan ka namin! Sabayan ka namin!
Pero grabe, sobrang proud ako sa team. Sobrang proud ako sa team namin.
Kita natin ngayon ang feed sa Singapore. Ang awarding ceremony para sa Blacklist International.
Chan!
Coach Bon gets his medal. This man helped put this team together.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lucas Mao. We'll see you soon.
Gagana ba ang ganitong Blacklist? Will it work?
Please safely make your way up.